There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Welcome to Caneswear.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Is Tuesday. It's not 7:30. It's not 7. It's 7:32. I am Sean Stanley, the reason we are late, and he is the great Frankie Fresco. How we doing, sir?
What's going on, wrestling fans? Welcome to another show of the Squared Circle Digest. Sean, I'm glad to have you. I know we're starting a little bit late today, but it's all good.
Yes, I apologize, but work called and I had to answer the call. But already in the chat, DeTrapio, my dad, no doubt, Terry, and if you're watching us on X, don't forget, jump over to YouTube, please, like the Stanley Media House YouTube channel, as well as the Frankie Fresco YouTube channel. Both of them have other things on them besides Squared Circle Digest. Of course, tomorrow it will be the great Frankie Fresco and DeTrapio talking. Actually, let me talk to you. They talk to you, not at you, to you. And apparently there might be some Tua talk.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of Tua talk. I've been getting heat for what I posted earlier today. But
you're a heel, buddy. You're a heel. Embrace the heel.
Yeah, I guess.
You're the Dolphins heel. That's what you are.
I don't see
myself.
You're
not a baby face. You're a heel, buddy. You're a heel.
I am not a Dolphins heel. I'm more of a Dolphins realist.
Realist.
That's all. I keep it real.
Dolphins.
Just like wrestling.
Yes. And no doubt it was a little wrestling in North Wilkesboro. Actually, it was more boxing when Stenhouse connected on a couple of, I'm not sure if those were punches or slaps or jabs, but Kurt Busch caught him with his face. And then Kurt Busch, apparently his, not sure who that is. I don't know if it's his Jackman or his tire carrier, but that dude's going to get a tryout at WWE. I can tell you right now. That dude was tossing people off the back of the trailer. Like, hey, gotta go.
I saw that scuffle, man. I like it.
Yeah, Royal Rumble-esque.
You have more of that in racing, and I promise you'll gain more wrestling fans.
Yeah, well, the problem with North Wilkesboro, well, not really the problem, but if however you want to look at it is, once you're wrecked, you can't leave. Every other track, you can hop in your car and leave and everything else. There, the track has no exit, so you're stuck there waiting till the full race is over because you can't get under the track or around the track. So he got wrecked on the second lap, and he had all that time to let it fester in. Bam!
I like it.
And Jeff from Long Island here. Oh, wow. We talked about Tua. Yeah, we talked about Tua. The great Tua.
Tomorrow, we'll go into deeper dive between me and my brother on the Frankie Fresco channel.
Yeah, and hopefully Tua returns to practice tomorrow. And speaking of returns, we had a couple this week.
Oh, yes, we did.
I think you know the couple? Do you know who else I'm throwing in there? I know the one you know, but do you know who the other one is?
This girl, the one who was injured, the girl WWE. Oh, what was
Okay,
her
no,
name?
no, Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville.
And the great Darby Allin returned in significant fashion because apparently
Darby. Yeah.
great Eddie Kingston broke his leg in a no ropes match in Japan, New Japan or Japan. I think it was actually a local show here, New Japan World show. But apparently he's going to be out for a little while. And I don't know. Look, here's the thing. I know his leg was legit injured in the match, but they attacked him after the match anyways, which leads me to believe he was never going to be in that match regardless.
I hope that was the plan because it made no sense. I actually like the fact that they put Darby Allin in this one. It makes better sense.
I don't know if it, I mean, look, this is the whole thing with the whole, none of it really. I mean, I guess Darby Allin can go after Jungle Boy and he's a pillar of AEW, but I mean, look, the fact you put FTR in it at the point just makes no sense to me at the beginning. It's like Kenny Omega's like, I got two guys that got my back. Why? Because they came out after you're already beat down.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and then you throw Bryan Danielson in there. Like, where's that? I mean, I get it. He's going to go out there and he's going to talk how AEW saved his life and AEW this and that, but like, it's not really Team AEW. It should be like team against the elite.
Look, Sean, it doesn't matter what the teams are. All it matters is that it's an anarchy type of arena match. I'm excited about it. It's going to be like a stampede type of vibe. So that's what I'm getting from it. And not only that,
let me ask you this, Frankie Fresco, because you're so excited about this match.
I am, because it's going to go like below.
When is the match?
What do you mean, when is the match?
When's the match?
When is the pay-per-view?
Yeah, exactly. When's the pay-per-view?
The pay-per-view is Sunday.
Have you heard? I mean, like, and this is why we titled it this way. There are 3 pay-per-views this week. Is anybody even aware of that? There are 3 pay-per-views this week. You got the Saudi King and Queen of the Ring with WWE on Saturday. You have WWE NXT on Sunday and AEW Double or Nothing on Sunday. Does it feel like it's a pay-per-view week?
Not really. But that doesn't mean us wrestling fans can't enjoy it. It's fun.
Well, exactly. But I'm saying, like, this is the first time in a while where I'm like, oh crap. We gotta do predictions today. And not just not 2, but 3. 3 predictions.
Wow. I'm excited. No doubt,
because I'm not buying any of them. Guess what? No doubt. Neither am I.
I'm so excited. I am more excited about the barbed wire steel cage match than anything else out there.
I'm interested to see how this goes down.
I just never have ever pictured a barbed wire steel cage match in AEW. No, I'm not in line. Of course, they have to bring that. They have to bring it.
I see it more being in there than I do WWE.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever see that in WWE, but in AEW, that doesn't surprise me. It does not. So where do we begin?
Let's go with the. I guess Darby Allin is the better of the 2 returns, obviously.
No. I think we should start with WWE because I have a little bit of a issue with last night's Monday Night Raw.
Here we go.
And I'm being honest.
To pull the curtain back, we've had a little bit of a discussion on where this is heading. So I know exactly where it's heading, but go ahead, Mr. Fresco. Talk away.
Okay, so we got the pay-per-view, King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring. Everything looked good. We all predicted, me and Sean got it right. Gunther was going to go ahead and be one of the finalists. But now let's talk about the finalists on the ladies' side. Explain to me.
Well, it's not all the way figured out just yet. But right now, Lyra Valkyrie is in. She beat Io Sky last night.
Well, she's in the final, right?
Yes, she's in the finals.
So that means she's going to fight in the pay-per-view.
Yes.
Why in God's green earth is she in the final? It made no sense.
Why on God's green earth would she not be in the finals?
Because Io Sky should have won that last night.
Why should she have won the match?
Because Io Sky right now is better than Lyra Valkyria.
Is she really?
Yes, Lyra Valkyria.
What metrics? Lyra Valkyria beat the WWE Raw's Women Champion to become the NXT champion.
Lyra Valkyria just came from
she
NXT.
just came up the roster. I mean, you got to start at the bottom. That's how you work your way up.
Exactly.
No.
Then why don't we just go ahead and give a title shot to Dragunov? He should have beaten Jey Uso. He should have beaten Gunther. He should have been the finalist.
No,
and
they don't want Dragunov to take on Gunther.
And then we should have gone ahead and had Carmelo on the opposite side, made it all the way to the final.
Why? It wouldn't have made sense.
Exactly. Same like Lyra Valkyria doesn't make any sense.
Have you not noticed that they've been, every time Becky says something, they're like, okay, Irish this, Irish that. Like, they're setting up angles here, man. Like, it's more than just, oh my goodness, you've only been on the roster for 2.5 weeks, so we cannot put you in. I mean, look what happened, Braun Breaker. That man didn't get put in the tournament. Look what happened to him. He took out the poor guy, poor NXT guy. Couldn't even stand a chance. Took him out, broke his neck. Done.
He snapped, man.
I mean, because I'm not in the tournament? I mean, my God, you want a crown? Really? You want one of those crowns that bad? I guarantee you, if you walk over to one of those cases, you lift it up, you pull the crown out and put it on your head, nobody's walking out to challenge you.
I hold on a second, Cap. We'll talk about that in just a minute.
Oh, buddy. He's my favorite.
But I'm going to tell you something right now. Why?
Tell me. Let you talk to me.
You make it seem like there is no storyline between Io Sky and Becky Lynch and this whole Damage Control type of vibe against Becky Lynch. There is a storyline too. So even if you're trying to put in Lyra Valkyria,
one that they've been showing a lot about, like what? Remember,
have they been showing Lyra Valkyria?
They were jumping her, and who was coming out for the save?
Lyra Valkyria.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but who was jumping her? Damage Control, Io Sky, those guys, those
and
ladies.
Why were they jumping her?
Because they don't get along. They don't like her. They want the belt back.
Right.
Well, they were technically Io Sky should be going after the Becky Lynch title because obviously she lost her belt against she lost the SmackDown belt. But you're making it seem like if Io Sky has no reason to be winning. I mean, she just lost her SmackDown belt. She's on the probably top of the Monday Night Raw roster when it comes to the women fighting. Why would you give Lyra Valkyria the edge over her? And we haven't seen Becky against Io Sky in a long time.
But why does Io Sky automatically come over and jet to the top of the rankings? There's no rankings in WWE.
I understand that there's no rankings, but we could read between the lines. Same thing like we read between the lines with Gunther. We knew that Gunther was the highest one on that side. But
I said Lyra Valkyria was going to advance.
Yeah, I don't know why you said that. I thought it was Io Sky.
Who was right?
Well, apparently you were right because they went that route.
Yeah, they went that route with her, and I also heard Dragunov was going to get the push, and he didn't because they decided on not putting him against Gunther. It was going to be Uso against Gunther. So Uso can lose for the second time, which I don't understand that either. But again, it is what it is. I don't get everything. This guy's main event Jey Uso, and for the second time, he can't beat Gunther. I mean, I get it. The yeet is great, and the fireflies with the yeet entrance, but it's like.
Selling.
I mean, it main event for what? To be the second person in the main event because you're not winning.
Well, hold on a second. Now the final on the guy's side is Gunther. On the opposite side, it's probably going to be either Randy Orton or Tama Tonga. I'm assuming Randy wins.
I'm thinking it's going to be Gunther against Randy, I believe. But again, they might throw a monkey wrench in there. I don't know, but
I'm assuming the most logical sense is Randy because, again, my theory of reading between the lines, Tama Tonga is not better than Randy. So
I'm not even looking at it that way. I'm looking at it more as if I'm believing what I'm speaking about Gunther becoming like that next main event push star, him beating Tama Tonga does nothing. Him beating Randy Orton that is the best matchup to make the King of the Ring mean something.
Hold on a second.
Especially if he wins it.
Hold on. If it's Randy versus Gunther,
yep,
we'll do our predictions in just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
But don't you think that also doesn't help Randy? I mean, he just lost.
But see, the thing is, Randy, I mean, at this point in his career, it doesn't hurt him either, though. Him losing doesn't hurt him. Whereas if Tama Tonga goes in there, what that's Tama Tonga against Gunther. Like, I mean,
nobody wants to watch that right now.
Yeah, especially like, in Saudi Arabia. It's like, I guess if this is the pay-per-view you want to do that match on, it's this, because you're going to make 55 million regardless.
True.
Whatever you want at this point. But
be kind of like a lame duck type of fight, though, because we obviously don't see Tama Tonga winning.
That's the thing, though. Like, even with Randy going, I still see it as a lame duck. I feel like it's a Damian Priest to Jey Uso. They're feeding you to me to make me look better.
Yes and no, because Randy Orton actually does have enough firepower to win. Like, if there's anybody in the actual, tournament of the King of the Ring, he would be the one who actually would have a shot on the opposite side. So it makes sense. Now, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But at least, in my opinion, getting Gunther to win the Raw side of the bracket, it makes sense. Again, going back to the Lyra Valkyria.
When they introduced things, why doesn't it make sense, though? I mean,
again, because I'm using the same
rookie from NXT. She was the women's champion there until she lost to Roxanne when everybody knew she was going to get promoted to the main roster. She beat Becky Lynch to become the NXT heavyweight champion. Like, I mean, you act like she just started wrestling when she came to Raw.
No, but she is not big enough. She's not getting a pop like what Io Sky and some of the other ladies have been getting because they're continuously on the show.
Pop.
No, she didn't.
Got a decent pop. Yes, she did.
She got a decent pop, yes, but it isn't like wow. It looks like WWE is trying to sell her.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because
selling it to us.
You're in the AEW mentality where we have to keep everybody down until we want to make them up. How do you put people up how do you get the crowd to go behind them if you're always beating them down? Like, if you're going into this going, okay, Io's going to win because, Lyra hasn't been around long enough. Like, how do you build up Lyra then? How do you make her become?
You already built her up. She had already won a couple of matches. She got an upset over Dakota.
Then why stomp out the fire though? Why stomp out the fire? Why?
She got a crappy win over Dakota Kai, who I think Dakota should have beaten her, even though that wasn't the initial fight.
I'm so glad you're not a booker.
And then second of all, she goes and then she beat. Who did she beat in the second round? She beat
There's only three rounds.
No, she beat this girl. What was the Shayna Baszler's friend, teammate? That's who she beat.
Zoe Stark.
She beat Zoe Stark, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's I think who she beat. Zoe Stark. Right? I think she beat Zoe Stark.
Has there been 4 rounds? There's gonna be 4 rounds by the time they get to the finals.
I think so.
I thought it started with 4 and then went to 2 and then to 1. No,
I know Zoe Stark fought somebody though in the second round because she won the first round.
Yeah, she won. Yeah, you may be right. I may have missed a round, but I could have swore there was only 2 rounds. But I'm probably wrong. Well, no, because it started with 8, right? And then it went to 4, and then 2. Yeah, so no, you're right. You're right. There would have been a 4.
Yeah. So look here. Hold on. Let me see what the brackets look right now. So, wait. No, this is the old one. This is an old one. Wait, is this the right one? Queen of the Ring. No, this is an old one. I gotta look it up. Sorry.
One fake one out there that's got like everybody against everybody.
I just don't see why they would put her above these. I don't get it, man. I again, and the reason I say this is because look, let's go back to another wrestler that had a huge pop and that you, sir, said, wait, we need to slow her down. We can't have her win a championship belt. We can't get her popped all the way up because, whoa, she needs to learn the ropes. And that is Jade Cargill. So if you're okay with Lyra Valkyria winning.
Hold on a minute.
Jade Cargill winning the opposite side of the bracket. You want to push her, right? You want to get her to that level. Why isn't Jade Cargill? Why did Jade Cargill have to lose on Friday as a disqualification in her match? Explain that to me, sir. Think about it. Think about it, because I know you're thinking about it, or you probably froze. Did you freeze, Sean?
No, I didn't freeze. I'm looking at something right now. 'Cause
You look like you literally look like you're just staying there. Like you look perfectly still. It's like you're so focused. I felt like you were frozen. Yeah, no, why? Why in
she's
God's
been
green?
wrestling since 2015. Lyra Valkyrie. Like, you're making it seem like she got in on in NXT and went. Like, you're disregarding everything that she's done. Like there's two different instances here. Jade Cargill was brought in because of her look and her athletic ability, but she didn't start wrestling until she was with AEW. That's where she was getting her training and everything else. That's why I said you need to slow down the wheels on that one. She had just started. She was getting the Goldberg treatment, which is fine if that's what you want to do. But the problem that comes with the Goldberg treatment is you're getting hand-fed people that you're just going to beat down, and you don't get to work against other people. So I was saying slow it down, because when she gets in the ring with somebody, if they want to be a jackass to her, they would make her look bad. Lyra Valkyrie has been there, done that around the world. And you're talking about like she just got there 2 weeks ago.
Well, I mean, a lot of people, the WWE world does not notice Lyra outside of the NXT. Even that, there's a lot of fans that don't even watch NXT that are WWE fans. So when you go and you tell me, hey, look, she's accomplished all this stuff, that's great, fine and dandy. But for the regular WWE fan, the ones that are not hardcore like you and me that know what Lyra has done previously, we would go ahead and say, hey, you know what? It doesn't make any sense. Why in God's green earth is this girl beating?
Have you not seen what she does in the ring? How does it not make sense?
You're telling me that she deserved to get the win over Io Sky?
Did you not watch the match?
I did watch the match. Io Sky should have won that match.
Oh, my God.
Easily. Now, hold on.
If Io Sky would have won the match, I'd say the same thing. But either one of them winning was... But the right move right now is for Valkyrie to win.
Look, you got... Okay, so now I did get it confirmed here. Lyra Valkyrie, she beat Dakota Kai, who she should have not beaten because Dakota Kai was riding high. Now, I don't know why they keep dropping
Dakota Kai hasn't rode high since she got out of the car with Snoop.
She's been riding high ever since WrestleMania.
She's been riding high. What the hell are you talking about?
And then you got her beating Zoe Stark, which makes sense because Zoe Stark, whatever. They're not pushing Zoe Stark anymore.
What are you talking about? They're going for the tag team titles.
I know, but I'm saying as a singles.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Where are they wrestling for the tag team titles?
Where?
Yeah. Or when?
I'm assuming the pay-per-view, no?
So then Bianca Belair could have two matches? Or are they telling us Nia's winning?
Oh, wow. But yeah, that's a good point, yeah. But then do we want to see Nia versus Lyra? That's such a handicap type of match.
What do you mean? Lyra's going to whoop her ass.
Are you serious?
Lyra's going to win Queen of the Ring.
No way. I hope not, man. I'm going to be so mad at WWE for making her.
Really? You're going to be mad?
Yes.
Who's won Queen of the Ring? Go back and look at the Queen of the Ring winners. And
Zelina Vega won it last time.
Okay, and what happened to her? She's throwing chancletas everywhere. That's what she's doing.
She dipped.
The chancleta queen.
Well, whatever happened to her, whatever she got a pop when it was. You know what? That's a perfect example. What does Zelina get out of being the Queen of the Ring? She got nothing. She actually got better and more relevant with LWO, in my opinion. I like her more in LWO than when she was the Queen of the Ring. So if you give Lyra Valkyria the Queen of the Ring, is it really going to help her career?
Under Triple H, yes. Under Vince McMahon, no.
Oh, well, I can't say anything because you're right. In that particular case, Zelina was Queen of the Ring with Vince McMahon. So maybe you have a point. I mean, if you get her to win,
Wait a minute. The
the
only
most
queen of
logical.
the ring was Zelina?
Yeah, only for the women. Yeah, only Queen of the Ring. There's only been one. She was the first one, if I'm not mistaken. There hasn't been any other Queen of the Ring. She was the inaugural one.
She won in 2021.
Yeah, they didn't have any more. Remember, 2022 and 2023, they never had any King of the Ring or
Why
Queen of
even
the Ring.
Bring it back then. I mean, I guess it's another way to do
No,
it.
because you say it's gonna promote Liva Valkyria.
No. Hold on. What did they say about the King and Queen? You're getting me so mad. I'm about to throw my goddamn microphone. What did they say about the King and Queen of the Ring? What did they say? It's going to lead up to a title match for the winners. Now they are pushing the gimmick.
Why?
Because Lyra Valkyria deserves it.
No.
That's why.
That is not
Frankie
why.
Fresco.
That is not why, sir. You know why? Because they had no storyline after WrestleMania, and they struggled to find opponents for these champions. They never expected Rhea Ripley to get hurt. They never expected CM Punk to get hurt. They never went ahead and expected Drew McIntyre to get hurt. They didn't expect any of these people. So what did they say? They took the easy route. They gave Becky Lynch the belt. They went ahead and said, hey, Damian Priest is the champion. We got to give him
Did you realize this was announced like in October that this was going to be the King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia, right? The pay-per-view was already named in October.
Yes, I knew. But,
Okay, but
nobody mentioned that was going to be the challenger for the championship.
This just happened.
But nobody mentioned that they were going to get a title shot if they won it. And you're right, no doubt. Carmelo did get a title shot the first night. Why not Lyra? Because she is not ready. Carmelo, we had
beat the champion.
That was an NXT.
What the hell?
That was
what
an
changes?
NXT.
Okay. What changes? Becky Lynch went from Raw to NXT to win the title. Lyra beat Becky for the title. What, does Becky have some kind of invincible armor in Raw to where now Lyra can't beat her there? Did
Possibly, yes.
On Raw that she doesn't eat on NXT?
Possibly, but
I mean, what happened? Golfing?
Okay, you want to
on
know
Raw and not on NXT?
What happens in NXT stays in NXT, okay? So whatever happened between Becky Lynch and Lyra in NXT,
yeah, whatever happens on the link stays on the links, right?
Oh wow, sir. Oh wow. We don't want to talk. We're talking wrestling, sir. We're talking wrestling. But because if that's the case, if you say that, hey, we got to take into consideration this thing or the other thing, right? Then, at the end of the day, why is Shayna Baszler losing in NXT, but yet has a tag team belt going for the tag team belts in Monday Night Raw? Or why is what was another example? That fast type of thing that I'm not watching on Wednesdays.
Speed, baby, speed.
Why in God's green earth is Dragunov beating Ricochet, and then Ricochet is the speed champion? Because you have to differentiate each program, right? It shouldn't affect it. The speed champion should not get affected because he lost to Dragunov. Same thing with Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch should not get affected because she lost to Lyra Valkyria in NXT. That was NXT. Now we're in Raw now. Raw.
So we're using like the Ring of Honor when they go to Dynamite or Rampage. Or
don't relate. No, we're talking WWE right now.
They're different programs, right? I mean, that's why those belts don't matter when they go there.
That's the way it works.
Don't matter, and they're worse off when they go to other. It just makes no sense to me. It makes no sense.
I look. I think Valkyria is fine for winning all the matches up to Io Sky. Io Sky should have won. Io Sky should have been challenging for the final. Let's keep it real. If Nia Jax actually wins against Bianca Belair, Lyra Valkyria versus Nia Jax, and then you have Lyra Valkyria beating Nia Jax. Get out of here, bro. That's terrible call, man. That's terrible storyline telling right there, bro. No way in hell is Lyra Valkyria just getting drafted from NXT to WWE and beating Nia Jax. Get out of here, bro. Freaking Becky Lynch couldn't even beat Nia Jax, bro. Get out of here.
What do you mean Becky couldn't beat Nia Jax?
How many times did Becky Lynch have to fight Nia Jax before she actually beat her once? Dude, it took her like 4 times. Get out of here. And then you want to put Live Valkyria to beat her on the first try? No way, bro. If that's the case, that's bad storytelling. I'm telling you, Io Sky would have been better. That would have been the right decision. Live Valkyria is her buddy.
Okay, so Io Sky advances.
Mm-hmm.
And she takes on Nia Jax. Io Sky should beat Nia Jax?
She could. She could.
What's different between her and Lyra Valkyria not being able to do it? I don't understand. Did she drink a drink on the way to Raw that now she's not as good as she was when she was wrestling for NXT? Does the skills not translate over?
I get it.
Raw?
See, this is the difference between the way you're looking at the wrestlers and the way I'm looking at the wrestlers. You're looking at the wrestlers as their physicality. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is popularity. When you have somebody who is popular, they should get the upper.
Popular though, that's what I'm trying to say. You get them popular by putting them over on people that maybe you're not expecting.
Correct, and nobody expected her to go to the semifinals versus Io Sky. Nobody was expecting.
Nobody really expected her to win it.
Exactly. So she shouldn't win it because she already achieved more what she did. And plus, on top of that, she's been friends with Becky Lynch this whole time. So they're keeping her relevant with Becky Lynch this whole time. I'm just saying, man, Io Sky got kind of, she got screwed out there, man. Just like Bret Hart. Just telling you right now, man. I'm just keeping it real. And then you know what? And then they go out there and they DQ Jay Cargill. They DQ Jay Cargill. And then from what you're telling me, Bianca Belair is going to lose to Nia Jax. Bianca Belair, check this out. How does this make any sense? Bianca Belair loses to Nia Jax, but Lyra Valkyria will beat Nia Jax. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. Makes no sense.
They've been building it for 2 weeks, her knee.
Then Bianca Belair should beat her.
Bianca Belair is the one with the injured knee.
Okay, so it would make sense that Bianca Belair goes against Lyra Valkyria.
No, it makes sense if she lost there. But then the other thing, like now that I'm not understanding too, is when this tag team title match is, because if you're doing the gimmick where her knee isn't good enough to get into the Queen of the Ring, how the hell is it going to be good enough to defend the tag team titles?
Do you have the card for this weekend's King in the Ring? And
I can get it with my handy dandy device here.
Find out that, because I want to see if the tag team belts are going to be defended there, because it just doesn't make any sense if you're right about that, because then she wouldn't be able to defend it, and I mean she would have to wrestle twice. But we don't. I doubt it. In that sense, it would make sense for Nia Jax to win. And then Cap for Life writes, Nia Jax needs a belt. This is the problem, Cap. Nia Jax has, she's kind of like that middle type of wrestler. The one that she can't get over, but people still don't, kind of like her. She's like right there in the middle. She's always trying to go up and go down, and she's always there. Like, remember, she was going against Rhea, and she struggled against her. Remember, she was going against Becky. She beat Becky a couple of times, but then it's always been like this with Nia. I just feel that if you give her the belt, Nia Jax, right? And I believe Nia is now in SmackDown. So that's another thing that would be an issue. Well, not technically, because Nia can actually challenge Bayley. That's another thing. Does the winner of the King and the Queen of the Ring, do they get to choose like who they want to challenge?
I think it's got to stay on their brand.
Or they got to stay in their brand. See, Zoe Starks, when she was with Trish, that's when Zoe Stark actually had momentum. Now it's not there. And I just don't the problem with Zoe Stark is that she's kind of had a letdown. They kind of haven't pushed her ever since, as far as singles. After Trish Stratus left, that was good. She was getting pushed there, but then after that, they kind of let her high and dry. Now she's with Shayna Baszler, and it's holding it down with Shayna.
There's been no announcement of when the title match will take place yet.
Oh, okay. Good. So, I mean, that's smart. That's smart.
No, it is, because now you don't really tip your hat either way, because I was like, but right now there's 5 matches on the PLE, which has been about the same as everybody. It's the King of the Ring final, Queen of the Ring final, Cody and Logan Paul, the Intercontinental title match, Becky against Liv.
That's it?
Yep.
How many matches? 5?
Right now, it's those 5.
Okay.
But also remember, it goes back to the same thing when they were trying. Remember when they went to where were they at, Australia last time? And we looked at the pay-per-view, and it wasn't a lot of Raw people on the pay-per-view because they've got to get back to the U.S. for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, that
So
was the
right now you've got Becky, Liv, Gunther, and Lyra Valkyria are the Raw.
Well, no, you also got the Sami Zayn, Chad.
Sorry, Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. So
and Bronson Reed. Those 3 guys.
Oh, those 3 are. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry, I forgot.
That's a whole bunch of Raw people.
Yeah, but they'll probably not have a match, an Intercontinental title match on Monday Night Raw.
But now
be left off or just do a promo.
Now, did you agree with them having Sami versus Chad last night? Because that at first I thought wasn't a good call, but then I like the way they stuck in Otis in and got him involved.
Yeah, well, no, I think it's more to set up the Otis thing. I honestly thought they would do the switch there, but I think the switch is going to happen in Saudi.
I agree.
Which I think might be a mistake.
No, I think it's the right time.
But see, the problem is you're not going to get the reaction from the Saudi crowd that you would get from a U.S. crowd or a Canadian crowd or something like that, because that crowd was eating up Otis. I don't know that they're going to do that in Saudi.
You think the Saudis don't like Otis?
But they don't really get a lot of chance going over there unless something changes. Because remember, when you're looking at the screen, the whole front of it is all the princes and all the sheiks and all that stuff are in the front rows. It's not like the big fans are there.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to a show here, but again, maybe it'll change up. Maybe because I did see last show, it seemed like maybe the one side they brought more fans in or the younger fans in. I don't know if that was somebody's family or whatever, but they were a little closer to the gates this time. So again, it'll be interesting. Kenny Bolin just passed away.
Oh, wow. Did he?
I'm checking right now.
The other thing that we kind of wanted to touch bases on the WWE side is there was a thread going on that WWE initially was not going to have Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes challenge each other. You understand me? That was never the case. And it's funny because on Friday, they kept before we got to Friday, they were all selling the fact that, hey, look, if you win, you become the US champ. Is it confirmed?
I don't see anything yet, but I'm not.
Okay. And the other thing they were saying was, they were gonna win. So if Cody won the USA belt, he would be what is it called? The SummerSlam champ or something? The Slam champion, I guess, is what he was calling himself.
Grand Slam champion.
Grand Slam champion. And then Logan Paul was like, no, that was never the deal. Now I think they nailed it on Friday. When they went ahead and they had
a lawyer and everything. And
yeah, I thought they nailed it on
contract or whatever.
Man, they did a phenomenal job with that. I thought they did a perfect job by going ahead and having Logan Paul finally come out and say, yo, my belt is not on the line. It's only your belt. So I like that because they were kind of selling it to us that, hey, both belts was on the line. So I thought that was good. But that wasn't initially the train of thought. I read, and I think it was on Ringside News, had mentioned it, that initially it was an idea that was thrown out there to get Logan Paul to get more heat on him and become bigger heel. And remember, Logan Paul did mention that he wanted to get booed more than Dominic Mysterio. And I think it actually with Ringside News. And it has happened. A lot of people hate Logan Paul, and a lot of people are buying into this Logan Paul Cody feud, and I liked it. Remember, I initially, when they provided us and they informed us, we honestly thought that wasn't a bad challenger for Cody, especially since we were having difficulty trying to figure out who Cody was supposed to fight next. So that's kind of like where we thought about when it comes to that. Are you looking something? Are you still looking it up to see if you heard anything about it?
I haven't seen anything, but I'm trying to look on some other areas, but I do not see anything yet.
Gotcha. But in the meantime, well, I think is my volume good?
Yeah. No, you're fine. You're fine.
Kind of hear myself now. I don't know. I hear an echo now. I don't know why.
What happened?
Okay. No, I was hearing myself.
And going and piggybacking on what you were just saying about the Logan Paul thing. Like, I don't think it's a bad move, especially at this pay-per-view, to do that. It's not a big pay-per-view. It's not anything like that. So it makes sense. And then the fact that is Tyson fight this weekend?
No. Tyson versus Jake Paul?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe so. I could look it up. Mike Tyson wants he want to get challenges. The fight
No, it's July 20th.
is July. Yeah. July
Maybe
20th.
Cody just misspoke then.
Why?
He said because this weekend he said your brother's going to get beat by a WWE Hall of Famer and you're going to get beat by a future WWE Hall of Famer is what he told him. But I think maybe he meant this weekend I'm going to beat him, and he threw in the Tyson a little bit earlier than he meant to or something. It made it seem like this weekend they were both going to lose is what the way it felt like the statement that Cody
Yeah, he
said.
did say that. Yeah. But on another note, the Kenny Bolin thing, I'm looking at on Twitter and I don't see anything either.
Yeah, I didn't see anything
about
on Google. I didn't go I don't go to Facebook for things like that. So
I usually go on Twitter because Twitter's usually like
I usually Google the person's name and it usually will be the first thing somebody on Twitter talking about it, or they throw up those things. But I did not see that. But again,
but what? How do you say?
It didn't happen. But
how do you say his name? Ronkuru X. If you did hear that, let us know where you got that information from. That way we could just take a look and see.
Yeah, please.
Hell
of a manager. He's a hell of a manager.
Yeah.
I forgot what we were going to talk about. Nia, we did Nia, we did Lyra, we did Logan Paul, Cody. Do you want to do all the pay-per-views at one time, or you want to jump in and do Queen and King of the Ring right now, and then we can go to WWE NXT results and then jump to AEW totally?
Yeah, we could do WWE picks right now.
All right. Queen of the Ring, King of the Ring. We will start with we'll just go with we don't know the Queen of the Ring match yet.
Well, how about we do this? How about we predict who's gonna win on SmackDown that way, and then we could predict the final.
Okay. All right. Who do you got? Bianca Belair or Nia Jax?
For me, it would make sense that Bianca Belair wins it. So because I have the feeling that Bianca Belair should be the one that wins the Queen of the Ring, because it would start a little bit of a feud with her and Jade Cargill if they drop the tag team belts. Because now all of a sudden there's more like Jade Cargill's a little bit jealous because Bianca Belair has achieved that feat to become the Queen of the Ring. So I say Bianca Belair beats Nia Jax on Friday, and then the final would be Lyra Valkyria versus Bianca Belair, and I have Bianca Belair beating Lyra Valkyria.
I like the way you did that storytelling area. That's pretty good. But I think the knee is going to injure the aforementioned Bianca Belair. I think Nia Jax wins. I think Nia Jax heads on to Queen of the Ring and loses to Lyra Valkyria, which sets up for Lyra and Becky. There's my Queen of the Ring match. King of the Ring. You got Tama Tonga or Randy Orton winning on SmackDown?
Look, I mean, personally, I don't see how Tama Tonga should win this fight. I know he could win it because the bloodline would get involved, but it's just selling a fight of Tama Tonga versus Gunther right now. Gunther's good. Tama Tonga is not to Gunther's level. In my case, I say Randy wins. And then Randy versus Gunther. I really like Randy, but all the momentum is on Gunther, and him losing the Intercontinental belt at WrestleMania and all that stuff. I know that they want to push Gunther to challenge already for the heavyweight belt, and eventually he'll probably challenge Damian Priest. So I have Gunther winning the King of the Ring.
I have basically the same thing you said. I think Randy beats Tama Tonga because it would mean more for Gunther winning over Randy than Gunther winning over Tama Tonga. And then also, again, if at the minute you say, hey, you know what? Maybe we throw in a monkey wrench and Randy Orton beats Gunther, you have that there. Whereas you don't have that if Tama Tonga is not going to beat and become king. Although Haku, king, the bloodline's there. I mean, just if you want to throw the bloodline label out there again, his dad was a king, so his dad was King Haku.
But they're building up Solo so much, right? But they're building Solo so much that I
think if you put that on him, you overshadow what you're doing with Solo.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what? You can't rule me. I'm a king. Unless that's going to be the riff, that would be some good stuff. You can't boss me around. I'm the king.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
but in all seriousness, I think this is really the start of Gunther kind of getting that walk up past what he did with the Intercontinental title and putting him up more along, more of the main events type stuff as the summer and winter roll around and we head around to WrestleMania where they figure out what they want to do with the title at that time. Because again, the interesting thing is Gunther's there now, but if you bring Seth Rollins back, Drew gets healthy, Seth return. I mean, let's say Seth back and CM Punk. Like if you bring all those guys back healthy, you've changed the dynamic of that roster.
You have.
And that's the interesting thing to see whereas on SmackDown now, if Randy becomes that, now Randy against Cody.
Well, the thing is, let me see. What's the next pay-per-view after King of the Ring?
That would be July, which usually would be.
Oh, so it's Clash of the Castle.
Clash of the Castle, yeah. Which I think Drew is going to take on Damian Priest, is what they set up for.
Yeah.
Because that's Drew's hometown. It's in Scotland, I believe.
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense because if it was maybe SummerSlam, but SummerSlam's all the way in August, so there's no way. Yeah, it's because I could think of Cody versus Randy Orton, but that would be something I would want to see like in a big event, like one.
Yeah, but they could string it out. I mean, just because he wins it, don't mean he's going to get the next title shot.
Yeah, but you don't want. I mean, you would have to. SummerSlam is all the way until August the 3rd. So, and I'm looking at the schedule here. It looks like Money in the Bank follows Clash of the Castle, and Heat Wave apparently follows as well. So
wait, we're in May. I'm thinking we're in June. Jeez, I was like, wait, no, it's July, August. Okay, yeah, that's still 3. Yeah, you got 3 pay-per-views.
Yeah, and I've never heard. I don't know what Heat Wave is. Is Heat Wave also that's NXT? My bad. That's NXT.
Yeah. Oh.
So so there's only 2 pay-per-views this weekend because Battleground is in June 9th.
Isn't there an NXT one this weekend? 25th?
No. The 25th is only King and Queen of the Ring. Battleground, which is going to be at the UFC Apex Center, is on
the 26th.
June 9th. June 9th.
Did they move it?
That's what I see here, the schedule, June 9th. If you go to their NXT thing, it also says June 9th. So only 2 pay-per-views are actually this weekend, not 3.
Damn it. We got to change the title ASAP.
I just noticed that. Yeah, you're right. We could change it right now. Hold on a second. Oh, brother.
Well, I rephrased the question. Does anybody know there's 2 pay-per-views this week?
Yes, only 2 pay-per-views.
Wow, I thought that was. Man, I totally looked at that wrong. Woo.
It's okay.
That's terrible. That's terrible. All right, let's go. The triple threat intercontinental title match. Sami Zayn. The soul, Sami Zayn. The body, Bronson Reed. Or the mind, Chad Gable. Who wins it? Mind, body, or soul?
I just don't see how the body or the mind wins. I think the soul's gonna win this one, and I got Sami winning. Chad also. I'm sorry, and one of the main reasons also is because of Otis getting involved.
Yeah, I think Otis costs Gable the match. I agree. I think Sammy stays the title just because I just don't know you take it off of him. But what might happen is Bronson Reed feels taken back because Chad Gable gets pinned because of Otis, and then Bronson against Sammy at Clash of the Castle in Scotland, and I could see Bronson Reed winning there. Long term. But I think that's because I know Triple H loves him some Bronson Reed. That's why he's back. Triple H came and talked him back into coming because he believes in him. So
and what
Alfred
Captain
is right. Nobody slaps Otis. Nobody.
Twice.
That's like putting baby in the corner. Nobody does it.
How are you gonna slap Otis twice?
Twice. Done like 3-4 times. And then the big goof goes and clotheslines Sammy, and then he goes back in the locker room like, I'm sorry, Sammy. I didn't mean to. Or however Otis talks.
He's so innocent.
He is.
But we gotta love him.
Let me tell you something, man. When he does turn on Gable, dude, he's going to be over again, like he was with Mandy Rose. When Mandy Rose went over the top rope at that Royal Rumble and landed on his belly and was not eliminated,
yeah,
that man was just loved by everybody.
Yeah.
Loved by everybody. So we shall see. And then what else we got? Becky Lynch against Liv Morgan. The Liv Morgan Revenge Tour.
Wait, so now I gotta say something because I posted on my IG.
Yeah, you did.
Obviously the link, and it was Liv Morgan getting off the car.
Yep.
With Finn Balor.
Yep. She's getting around that Judgment Day, buddy. She's getting them all.
Christ.
Getting them all. It's Dom, it's Finn. Next is JD, baby.
What is going on?
Carlito too.
Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan is going to take the Judgment Day down by herself.
I don't know if she's taking them all down. I think she's going down on the Judgment Day.
Judgment Day going down.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Fighting is going to happen.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what type of storyline they're doing with that because that's twice already. Now you got Dom, and now you got Finn, and I guess JD McDonough is next. I don't know, but I will say this: I was a little bit disappointed that JD McDonough and Finn Balor did not win those tag team belts yesterday. I felt like they should have. That match should not have been on a Monday night, and I thought they were going to add this on the pay-per-view, but whatever. I got Liv Morgan losing. I think Becky Lynch is going to win, and if the story goes right or the story goes your way, I guess it would be Valkyria versus Becky, so it would make sense for Becky to win. But yeah, I don't see Liv Morgan winning. I think her chance to win would have been if she would have gotten a little bit more evil, and because of the whole storyline with Rhea, and everything, I just feel like she's eventually gonna get another title shot because she's messing around with all the Judgment Day. So I don't see her winning the belt right now. So I'm gonna pick Becky.
Her way to the top.
Say that again.
She's sleeping her way to the top.
I don't know what she's doing, man. She keeps showing. They keep showing her with everybody for Judgment Day. I'm like, what is going on? I don't know if it's. I don't get it. Like, I don't know if it's. It's funny because you get like you could look at it 2 different ways. You could look at it that she's messing around with everybody in Judgment Day just to piss off Rhea when she comes back, or number 2, she's actually just messing around with Judgment Day and just to throw them all off. So I don't know. So
if you want to make it a storyline, or it just so happens she's got some terrible luck pulling up in an arena at the wrong time and they're filming people walking in.
That could be true. That could be terrible.
People, I mean, again,
I don't know how people are taking it.
I believe people forget that we have digital now to where people take screenshots and then you blow it up and you can see what's going on. So you DVR it, you get back to the area you need it, take the picture, and then you can make it bigger to what you want.
Okay,
but back in the day, if you missed it, you missed it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh.
But what do you think, Sean? You and everybody in the chat, what do you guys think? Do you think this is a storyline, or is it that she's accidentally like what you said right now?
I think it's going to end up turning into a storyline because there's too much coincidence now.
Yeah.
I think honestly, the Dom thing was part of a storyline with Rhea. The Finn Balor thing makes no. I mean, like in the term of it, like what the hell are we doing? Like where does she fit in with? Unless she's single-handedly going to take, she's going to turn Finn to think like, no, you should be better than Damian Priest, because you saw a little bit last night. Like when Finn turned around, he's like, I wish it was me and you going out there. And he's like, well, things have changed. Like, I know you're the champ. Yeah. And he left. And then, and then at the end there, they lose or whatever. And he's like, you go did. And then Finn's like, he's right. We need to get da-da-da. And then like he was taking control again. So again, does Liv become the sweetener that gets Finn to turn on the Judgment Day, and then that breaks it, that cracks it? It's, you just never know. I mean, it would make more of a storyline to where you have Finn and Liv against Damian and Rhea. If you want to do a match like that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, it would be.
But see, if you got Liv winning, then that, she has been running into Lyra Valkyria too, because she's been.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Not so fast once you finally gave me the floor, because they have thrown the little nuggets with both ways. So again, that's the way they kind of put it. Like, you can sit there and say, okay, Lyra wins it, then she's going to challenge for the title. They've been telling her with Becky because they've been friends and the respecting, but then they've also thrown the little nuggets.
You know what?
In her. So now you could have Liv against Lyra one more month till Rhea gets back, and then now Liv's the champion.
Can I switch my
No,
pick?
you cannot. You're loser. Loser. Like Liv.
It just makes sense that Liv Morgan wins it. It makes sense that Liv Morgan wins it.
You just talked yourself into that, didn't you?
Yeah, you not only myself, but you too. You when you put everything, and I started looking, I'm like, damn, that's true. It makes sense. And then the whole Finn Balor situation, it just makes sense for Liv to win. I'm taking my pick back.
But then again,
Liv Morgan wins.
We go back to the Lyra thing, like you were saying before. No,
I don't have Lyra winning.
So I know that. But you say making sense. You said that Lyra doesn't make sense winning it. But now, if she does win it, it makes more sense than having Io Sky in that spot. Yes or no?
It does.
If you look at the whole long range of it, it makes more sense.
Storyline, it makes sense. Yes.
I
just don't.
Thank you. Go back down. Go away, loser. Go away.
I just don't feel that should have been the storyline they should have gone. But okay, makes sense though. For her to beat Nia Jax, man,
they're playing chess. Me and you are playing tic-tac-toe.
Crazy, man. I got Liv.
I can only make X's and O's, buddy. That's all I can make.
I got Liv
when I sign my name.
Who you got? Who you got?
I've got, honestly, Liv. I believe Liv. I think Liv wins it. But the thing I have an issue doing is, do you take the title off Becky that quick?
Remember, at the beginning, you got mad when they gave it to her.
I'm thinking, no, but at the same time, like, if you gave it to her as the easy way out, why didn't you just have Liv win it? Like, I don't understand why. Here, Becky, go lose it to Liv.
Unless they drag it. You understand me? Like, Becky wins, but then they have like a rematch.
What if Lyra gets involved somehow and it's like a no contest, and then they end up running a triple threat next month?
They could do that. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think like while they're in the back, Liv says something to Lyra, where then when Liv goes to do something to cheat Becky, Lyra hits the ringer. So I don't know.
It's a toss-up. Now you're looking at it.
I don't see Becky, I don't see either one of them getting pinned clean. Do we get a surprise and Rhea Ripley shows up?
She's still injured.
It's been very quiet on the Rhea Ripley front, by the way.
She has
very quiet.
Has been very quiet. Yeah.
No photos from her. No nothing.
The only photo I saw was the Bloody Madness one. Yeah.
That's the last one I've seen, and she didn't look bad. She had her arm in a sling still.
Yes,
but she looked in shape. It didn't look like she had missed any workouts.
Chad, you keep saying that Becky. I'm not hearing feedback. I don't understand why. Becky, but does not need the title. I mean, Becky always needs the title. She's the man. What are you talking about?
But I think what he's saying is, like, she doesn't have to have the title to be relevant. Whereas some people might need the title. Whereas, again, she's like what I said about Randy Orton. If she loses, she can take the loss and she'll still rebuild. Yeah. Whereas others can't. That's the thing. And again,
but you can say that about Liv too.
No, but I'm thinking about this a little too hard too, because I don't know that Liv could do that. If you're doing all this with Liv and she gets beat clean by Becky Lynch, how do you continue being what she's saying and doing? Now, if she goes out there and she cheats, or whatever, but I don't see Becky cheating. Like, does Lyra help Becky win? Then Liv has a go-to, and then now Liv doesn't fight for the title next month at a pay-per-view, but she can fight Lyra to fight for the title the following month. And now you've given 2 more months for Rhea to return, and then Liv can win the title, and then Rhea can return at that pay-per-view to challenge her for the next month, which would be, if I'm not mistaken, if I did this right, SummerSlam.
I mean, you make a lot of sense, but I don't know, man. I just
But this is where we talk ourselves into a lot of like.
I would like Lyra.
We don't keep it simple. We go in all this complex stuff.
Yeah, and Triple H doesn't like to go.
It's gonna be Becky winning with the man slam, and it's over. And we're both gonna go.
Noticing how Triple H has been running, his shows, he's been pretty straightforward. No big surprises.
Yeah.
So technically, Becky should win this match because
he's been kind of treating these like preseason. We feel like this has been like preseason to build up because you don't want to blow your load in the first quarter.
Man, you're making me turn my pick around because I really honestly feel that Becky Lynch should stay as the champ again.
I would go with your Becky pick, man. Go with your gut, buddy.
I'm gonna go with my gut, and you know what? If you guys know me, you know Becky Lynch is one of my favorite female wrestlers, if not my favorite. So I'm gonna take it back, and I'm gonna stick with my first pick, Becky Lynch. Screw it.
There
Becky
you go.
wins.
And I'm gonna tell you, he is stupid. Liv Morgan's gonna win this one.
Becky all the way, baby. Becky all the way, and it's gonna set up a triple threat match because Lyra Valkyria will come to the ring and go right in front of her face and be like, I'm next in line against Becky, even though I don't think Lyra Valkyria should win the Queen of the Ring. But still.
What happens if Lyra goes to hit Liv, misses and hits Becky, and then Becky pins?
We're not talking about
Liv.
This. You keep changing.
Becky laughing at Lyra. Or Lyra becomes the referee a la Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Bret Hart. Everybody said, there's no way Bret Hart beats The Undertaker with Shawn Michaels as the referee. Well, Shawn Michaels swung a chair, missed Bret Hart, hit The Undertaker, and then had to count the 3 count because he's right down the middle. And Bret Hart pins The Undertaker. And that started The Undertaker-Shawn Michaels feud, which ended up breaking Shawn Michaels' back.
Amazing. I'm not listening to any of that stuff.
And the good news is,
my pick.
Now we're going to Cody Rhodes against Logan Paul. What do you got?
There's no way in hell Logan Paul wins. Cody Rhodes, man. That one is a lot easier. Cody wins.
Yeah, right? It's like, I don't see Cody losing this. If Cody loses this, somebody fell asleep in the back, like forgot to make the call, like, hey, no, what are you doing?
All right, that's disrespecting Cody, everything he's done.
Disrespecting Cody is disrespecting Roman, it's disrespecting everything that led up to. That moment led up to. If he loses the title after 2 months, that's disrespecting all of that because you might as well just pee on everything.
I will say that Logan Paul will have somebody come and interfere, but Cody will still win.
That's happening.
Every time
it's the KSI or the other guy or somebody's getting put through the table that's not Logan Paul. He is the most impressive guy of getting people beat up and him not taking any back bumps.
Yeah, that's true. Not bad. Not a bad card. Hopefully it lives up to expectation. It's at 1:00 Eastern time. So
yes, don't forget about that special start time, 1 p.m. on Saturday. All right. So apparently now there's no NXT champion, NXT pay-per-view. So we're good there, people. Don't worry.
This is what happens.
Apparently there's not 3 pay-per-views because this is what happens when you let Sean tell Frankie how to put the title together.
You know me.
Has no idea.
I follow.
Yes.
I follow you, sir.
Oh, 100%. My fault. I thought I watched the NXT and I could have swore they said this weekend a couple times. And I was totally wrong.
Maybe you were watching Ring of Honor instead.
No, because, you know what? I was watching Raw and they're showing highlights of upcoming NXT. And then they said leading into the fight with, you know what I did? I did the damn same thing I did with Cody. I automatically assume because Cody said this weekend, your brother's going to be knocked out by Tyson and you're going to lose to a future Hall of Famer, that the Tyson fight was this weekend. And when they're talking about that, I just automatically assumed that the Apex was this weekend because they said, what's leading up to the Apex because Joe Coffey returns or something. And like they're talking about the NXT because I was watching Raw and it was doing the highlights for NXT. And I just automatically, shame on me, I assumed and I made an ass out of just me.
All right, let's go. Let's move on to AEW, man.
Cody has his belt at least his second WrestleMania. I don't know about that.
I think not all the way to two. I don't think he'll hold it for 2 WrestleManias. I think he'll lose it right before
I think he's got one at least. I think he's got one.
He has one. It depends, man. It depends with The Rock. Oh,
Yeah.
and let me ask you.
Also, remember, forgot to tell you. Do you guys remember on WWE YouTube they're supposed to release the behind the scenes of all the stuff leading up to the Bloodline match and all that, and then it got scrapped, and then it's going to get released next week, and then the week after it's still on hold because The Rock needs to approve it.
I like it.
So what I think that paper thing, whatever that paper was that he handed him, I believe that's going to be incorporated into this documentary. I believe there's going to be nuggets in this documentary that leads to more of what was going on between The Rock and Cody on that Monday night.
And remember that they're mentioning that John Cena is going to be at King of the Ring too, right? I think he's going to be one that's going to be out there, and somebody else is actually going to.
They usually take the Undertaker and one others. Usually is how it works.
I forgot who was going to be out there. I know that I heard that John Cena was going to be out there, but there's somebody else that's going to be out there who hasn't wrestled in a minute. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens.
All right, time to go to the greatest wrestling federation where the best wrestle. AEW. Mr. Frankie Fresco, it's all yours, my friend.
So let's talk about what happened on Dynamite, right? And we got the return of Darby.
Yeah, we got to talk about it because not many people watched it.
Yeah, that's true. No, not that many people. But you want to know what my brother did say? And I love my brother for this because he did mention, for all you fans who watch South Park, remember I forgot the guy's name, Stan?
Yeah.
Stan's dad?
Stan's dad? I don't understand Stan. I don't
The
know.
father.
Stan the one that gets killed all the time?
Stan's dad is the one that has the weed business, if I'm not mistaken, in South Park.
Okay. Stan's Cannabis. Okay.
Stan, yeah, he has something winery or finery. Hold on. Spencery. I don't remember. Hold on. Stan's dad. Randy Marsh. That's his name. Randy Marsh. That's his name. My brother went ahead and said that every time he sees Darby Allin, it reminds him of Randy Marsh. And the reason it reminds him of Randy Marsh is because if you watch South Park, you will notice that Randy Marsh is always duking it out, getting into fights, hurting himself, but he never gives up. He always makes a comeback and he always comes. And that's exactly what Darby Allin does. That guy gets beat down. That guy gets, destroyed in his back with all blood spewing and all that stuff. But yeah, some way, somehow, that guy still finds a way back into AEW and back into, obviously, hopefully the Anarchy type of match. I mean, I thought it made sense that they brought him, and I'm glad that they removed Eddie Kingston. That's just me, though.
I just don't know. Again, we talked a little bit at the beginning. I just don't know that any of it makes sense. Like, I don't understand what makes FTR want to defend Kenny Omega? What makes Bryan Danielson want to defend AEW? Darby Allin, okay, he's a pillar. Okay, I guess but it's like
there's some history. Remember when they had the fork? MJF.
Yeah, the pillar, man. I get that, but where's FTR, Bryan Danielson? Like, why are all these guys together? Like, Tony Khan should have been there to bring the team together.
Tony Khan is hurt right now, sir.
No, stop it. He took a goddamn same move that Christopher Daniels took the same damn move and got fired the same night.
I need my neck. I need a neck brace.
I mean, let's all be
Tony Khan with the messed up neck. And yes, no doubt, Randy is the one that fights in the little league games and says, "I thought this was America." Yes, that part's so funny, dude. That's why I remember that my brother mentioned that. I was like, "Yo, this is so true." Darby Allin reminds us of that guy because
I don't think any of that makes sense. It's gonna be great because it's gonna be a violent match, but like none of it. I mean, it's AEW. I mean, that's what it is. You're gonna have a great match with no story.
Well, there is a story. Obviously, you had Kenny and
yes, they put Kenny in the hospital, who's nowhere to be found, and Tony out, nowhere to be found.
Yeah, but you have the Young Bucks who were beefing with Dax and Darby. They kind of pushed it all, putting the CM Punk video in there. That way, they brought Jack Perry back.
That was when they had to do the titles, and they brought Jack Perry back to win the titles.
Yeah,
so done. But Bucks 2, FTR 1.
Yeah, but then you have the Bucks with Jack Perry, those three, right? And then they turned on Tony Khan. And now you have FTR trying to defend Tony Khan's, I guess, legacy or for running the show or whatever. And then Kenny Omega went ahead and he approved, obviously, Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston.
He did approve
Darby Allin. Where'd Darby Allin come from?
Well, they needed to replace him because Eddie Kingston got hurt.
Jacksonville? Did he come by bus?
No doubt they're more of a Justice League type of vibe. Because the storyline for the storyline for
Justice League Team AEW.
Yeah, they're Justice
Darby
League.
Allin is what, the Joker?
No, okay, so I think what No Doubt is trying to say is okay.
Bryan Danielson's what?
No. He's trying to say, this is what he's trying to say. Sorry. Let Al Snow be.
Yes.
Head.
I
love Al Snow. Al Snow is great. They should bring him back.
This guy's put on muscles.
I will say, no, when you look at the Avengers and Justice League, you know, I don't know if you watched the movies, but the Avengers, it makes more of a sense of how cohesive they were able to unite them. When in Justice League, they just threw everybody in there. You know, they put Superman, they put Batman in there, they put Wonder Woman.
League. It's like, my God.
They threw everybody in there, and it just wasn't organized as it was in the Avengers. I think that's where. Correct me if I'm wrong, No Doubt, but I think that's the route you're trying to get with this.
Yeah. And Captain Life is right. AEW needs more cowbell.
Well, yeah. So now we got Darby Allin, right? But now, shout out to the learning tree, because at first we were criticizing Chris Jericho and we were saying, "Yo, Chris Jericho has no business out there," but it's starting to kind of make sense.
Is it making sense, or is it? Now the big guy is got a personality, and it's making something more, because you don't have to look at Chris Jericho right now.
They did a good job putting him with Chris Jericho. So by them putting Big Bill with Chris Jericho, it's starting to work a little bit. And then I don't know if you guys saw the thread.
I'm over Jericho, brother. I mean,
Sean, you thought I said it to you what Big Bill was saying, and
I love that. But the whole thing with Jericho and the FTW title, like, bro, like, I'm done with it.
Yeah,
like what the FT title is now for the world. Like, what?
Well,
like, what? I'm the learning tree. He even made another new goddamn song, The Learning Tree. Like, bro, I'm over it.
I don't know why he did that.
I'm over it.
But apparently we're gonna find out who Chris Jericho fights at the pay-per-view, because he's supposed to fight Hook, Shibata, and Brian Keith, and Dynamite to determine
like
who's gonna fight.
This match, like, why?
Well, Brian Keith makes no sense. I don't know how Brian Keith got stuck.
No, it was an invitational match, and Hook was like, "I'm gonna win," and then Shibata had his phone and was like, "Even if it's beating me," and he said, "Let it be."
And they also brought Samoa Joe for.
That was great, Samoa Joe. He should not be wearing that pattern. He's too big for that.
So, but
Shibata and Okada are starting to become my favorites.
Well, Shibata with the phone is awesome, and I'm glad that.
Okada just says stupid. Says like one-liners like Young Bucks whisper in his ear, and he just tries to say it in English.
it looks they're doing a good job with, and I like the fact that they moved Shibata more to the AEW side because I know he was more
Yes.
focused on the Ring of Honor side, and he was being kind of like forgotten. By them bringing him now to the main roster of AEW, it just makes more sense. Now, explain to me, sir. Explain to me, how did we get to a barbed wire steel cage match? Because that I didn't know. And then I heard it and I was like, what's going on here?
That's one of those things a great movie once said. Well, that escalated quickly.
They just went and said, yo, let's make it a barbed wire
Like,
cage
he
match.
gets sprayed in the face, and then Malachi's black is like, let the evil come out, Edge. Let the real Edge come out, and this and that. And also, I do love what Buddy Murphy said. He has a problem with teams of 3. Edge has, Adam Copeland has things, speaking of the Judgment Day, who turned on Edge, and now Adam Copeland with the House of Black. But I think, I don't know, it got there quick. Like, I'm not sure where he got the mist. He challenged Malachi Black. He took on Buddy Murphy, took on Brody King. And then he took the ring. He took his ring. He beat him down, took his wedding ring. And then he cut the promo about the ring and like,
he did take his ring. When he took his ring, I for a minute there thought that Beth Phoenix was gonna come.
No, I believe she's under a Legends deal with WWE, so she can't come back.
That's what I thought they were going that. I thought they were going that
Adam
route.
Copeland did an interview and he said, like that can't happen at the moment because she's under a Legends deal.
That would make sense.
But the other question I got is this, because supposedly Rob Van Dam is under a Legends deal. He's been on AEW Dynamite.
Interesting.
But I don't know if there's different levels of deals, because like they can go and get their sign, they can do, but if they can wrestle still, can they go and work whatever? Because I think it's just for appearances, like, like for under WWE, WrestleMania weekend and all that, they make so much money for it and this and that. So I don't know what that is. But again, I don't know what his Legend deal, or if it's over or whatever. I mean, they may have not even extended it, but
it definitely escalated.
It definitely escalated quickly to get to a barbed wire steel. But you know what was interesting too is it's really a steel cage match with the barbed wire on the top.
Oh, it's not all around the whole cage? I thought it was all around the whole
cage. Edge was holding a cage and it had the barbed wire on the top. Was that not the cage that they're going to use?
No, I don't know.
On the clip I saw, I didn't really see the whole. Let me see if I can find the barbed wire steel cage.
Yeah, let me know if you can find it, because I don't remember that part. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I saw some of Dynamite. I didn't watch all of it. I was trying to watch. I watched most of Collision. Collision was actually pretty good, but I didn't get a chance to see all of Dynamite. I will say this: I think they did a phenomenal job with Mercedes Moné and Willow on the contract signing. And
yes, contract signing.
But I'm surprised people were turning on Mercedes Moné. There was booze.
She's got to be heel. She's got to be heel. You can't come out and be CEO against Willow, who's the happy-go-lucky, and think it's going to get over as a baby.
They were turning. People
turned
were
on her a
booing
while ago. They turned when she got jumped in that one scene. The crowd cheered. The crowd cheered when she was getting her. When the lights went out, the crowd cheered, thinking it was going to be Julia or Sky Blue.
Yeah, I was a little bit shocked. Willow got a better pop than Mercedes Moné, and they were cheering for Willow instead of Mercedes Moné. And I think you're right. I think they have to go heel on her because it just fits her better right now. The character.
She's a better heel. She's a natural heel. She's always been a natural heel.
Well, in WWE, she was there was a baby face upon a time, a couple times in
when
WWE.
She was teaming with Bailey and things like that. But when she was a babe, like by herself, she just has very heel body language. Like everything she does, it's confidence, but it comes across as heelish in the wrestling world. I mean, it's not that. It's just she is full of confidence of herself. I mean, it's nothing more than that. But what do people hate the most? Somebody who thinks they're the shit.
Goddamn. And then the last one that I remember from Dynamite, of course, was, AEW, they can never end the show without taking it to another level. And of course, Swerve Strickland getting beat down. And then Christian Cage bringing out a photo and then painting the blood of Swerve on the photo of Swerve Strickland. It's just so overboard sometimes. I don't get it, but whatever. It is the AEW.
Couldn't this have just kind of went like the first part? Like, again, if you wanted to get to this, couldn't you have let it dragged out a little bit? Swerve beats Christian, like whatever you want to do. Like, Christian misses something, Swerve rolls him up 1, 2, 3, beats him this time, and then go from there and go deeper. Instead, it's like 0 to 150, and now we're painting pictures with Swerve's blood. Swerve signed a contract in his blood. Hangman Page drank his blood. I mean, like, what is next with Swerve and his blood?
Is he becoming the new Moxley, where everything has to deal with blood?
Do they have to let him wrestle every fucking week?
Yeah, man, that sucks, man. Because you
got him in matches like put him in against Sean Allen, put him in against me, and have him beat me quick.
Yeah, they got him against
Swerve. You got him going 30 minutes with Brian Cage.
Yeah, man.
Like,
and there was actually a good storyline with Brian Cage.
Listen, it was good. I'm not taking anything away from the match. Anything away that actually told a story from weeks before and leading up.
Yeah.
But damn, man, like, and I get it. Swerve wants to make this like a great championship reign, but I feel like it's, as we talked about last week, it's taking away from that reign because it's not special to watch him wrestle anymore.
No, man.
I watch him free on Wednesday. I watch him free on Saturday. I watch him. Why am I going to pay money to watch him wrestle again?
And that's why out of all that pay-per-view fight card, that match is actually not one of the main ones I'm interested in watching because, like you said, I've been seeing Swerve fight. What is there more, to it? Like Christian Cage probably will make him bleed, but at the end of the day, I still feel that Swerve will come out victorious, and I know I'm picking.
I don't believe there's any way Swerve loses the title. I don't. And the fact that Christian is getting over on him every week tells me all I need to know.
Yeah, the only way I would assume would be if maybe, I don't know, his old group and then Kill Switch or Kill Shot and Nick Wayne some way somehow interfere and they don't allow Swerve to win. That's the only thing I could think of. But I you're right. The way they're just getting Christian over Swerve every week, it doesn't make any sense for Swerve.
Like Swerve's only win came, and then he got jumped by his own people.
Yeah, yeah, bro. It just doesn't make any sense.
It was like, I outsmarted you, Christian Cage, and really, no, he didn't.
And then the blood is the final touch.
And the Young Bucks were on Christian Cage's side. Like, I don't understand why. I get it; they're all heels in this and that, but it's like, so is somewhere down the line the Young Bucks or Okada or Jack Perry going to be Swerve's next opponent because the Young Bucks are going to make it happen because they're the EVPs?
Well,
like, it just, you got to make something make sense. Like, when he walked in the back, he's like, "Thank you guys, great plan." So the Young Bucks put the plan together with you? Like, I don't get all that. I mean,
it seems like what we always assume, which is a lot of stuff being piled up and done at such a quick moment that you're not letting the fans breathe a little bit and enjoy.
Wow.
What happened? It is confirmed?
What? It looks like they got barbed wire running through the cage. Like, it's Adam Copeland looking through a cage, and it looks like there's a strand of barbed wire.
Yeah, knowing AEW, the way I would assume the wire would be is that it would be through all the cage. That's how I would assume it would be through the cage, not just on the top portion of the cage.
It kind of looks like it wraps through, but it's not like all over like the one thing. It shows a big square portion of the cage, and it's got 2 little pieces of barbed wire running through it. So I don't know, like it runs in and out. It might be weaves in and out. Maybe it'll be better than what the interview went with, but we'll have to see. I know at No Way Out was the time that WWE did a barbed wire steel cage match, which was Bradshaw against Big Show.
That was a while back.
And you know how the cage is set up with in WWE, that top portion, that thick portion had barbed wire, like the big barbed wire sticking out. So to get over it, to escape, you had to go through the barbed wire.
I don't see. I don't remember that match.
Yeah,
That's
it was
probably
2005, probably a little bit in between.
that one. I don't remember that one, to be honest.
But that wasn't why I was saying, oh, wow. The reason I was saying, oh, wow, is I'm looking at the card. And again, it says, matches may not be in order, but there is 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's 7 of them.
6 matches right now.
Oh, I thought there was 7 of them.
Maybe I'm missing one, but there's 6 on here.
Hold on, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9.
Where the hell are you at?
I'm actually on CBS Sports. They actually have it.
So which got added? Who got added?
Okay, so these are what they have. They have Willow versus Mercedes. They have Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Storm versus Serena Deeb.
Yep.
Swerve Strickland versus Christian Cage.
Yep.
The Anarchy in the arena match. Adam Copeland versus Malachi Black.
Yep.
John Moxley versus Takeshita.
Put that on there?
Yeah, it says IWGP World Heavyweight Championship Eliminator match.
An eliminator match on a pay-per-view.
That's what they have here.
Are you sure it's not on the Collision?
No.
Okay, what other matches you got?
Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta, which is true because that one, he challenged him on Dynamite, or it was either Dynamite or a Collision, and he did challenge him. And then Chris Jericho defending the FTW Championship
against the winner of the match Saturday.
The 3-way, yeah.
All right, well, I don't have those 3 matches on there, but I was interested in seeing where Swerve Strickland's not the main event.
I'm not surprised. It's probably going to be that Anarchy match.
Well, no, I think it's going to be the steel cage barbed wire match.
Nah, I say the Anarchy match makes sense. Because the Anarchy...
You got to take down the cage before the Anarchy. Unless you start... You know what? It might be they finish and they start the Anarchy rules match in the back while they take the cage down. But that's the reason I say the logistics of removing the cage to do that is going to be a little bit...
The Anarchy match reminds me of the Stadium Stampede, and I'm not mistaken, it was the last match. And then remember they had that other one where they I forgot the name of the match, but it was like they were playing the music all the for like about an hour into the fight, and you're like, when the hell are they gonna stop playing? The live band was playing the music, and then that was the same match where I think it was one of the...
That was the MJF match.
Yeah,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, it was a 4-on-4 or 5-on-5. I think it was John Moxley's crew versus the Young Bucks and all that, because I remember one of the Young Bucks got his foot stomped into thumbnails or thumbtacks and his foot and was bleeding and all that stuff, and you're like, what in the world is going on here?
Barefoot. Barefoot.
Well, I will say something. You will get your money's worth when you watch an AEW pay-per-view, because they're gonna go extreme.
They're gonna go crazy.
Now, if they do have 9 matches, Jesus Christ!
Again, that's like, and look at that. You got an eliminator, an IGP, not even a title match. It's an eliminator match on a pay-per-view. Like why?
That match shouldn't be there.
No,
that match makes no freaking sense. You could easily put that match on a Dynamite or Collision. But again, the thing is, John Moxley.
The only thing is, though, is it's Memorial Day weekend, so most people won't be going to work on Monday.
So they want to stay home and watch some wrestling.
No, but I mean, at least now it's. I mean, again, the problem with AEW is they go to midnight and then they have a 2-hour freaking press conference afterward. It's like, bro, like, I mean,
that is true.
Like, at least WWE is like, screw it, we'll do 5.
But now if
we're 11 million a match.
If you compare both cards, I will say I'm more intrigued of the AEW Double or Nothing than the King of the Ring.
I'm not intrigued by either. Really not, honestly. I'm not.
And I think the only reason I'm more intrigued of the Double or Nothing AEW was because of the barbed wire cage match and the Anarchy match. Yeah, it's the violence. It's the violence.
It's nothing to do with, who's going to win? Because, dude, with everything Adam Copeland and the story he went through, Malachi Black winning that match. And then the other problem I have is this. There's been no stipulation, unless they do it on Saturday night, or no, maybe this week on Dynamite, there should be a stipulation put into this Anarchy Rules match.
Why?
If Team Elite wins, Matt and Nicholas Jackson run AEW Dynamite. If Team AEW wins, then Nick Khan is brought back. Other than that, what the hell does this match do? Just 8 guys beat the shit out of each other. Go.
That's exactly what that match is all about. That's exactly what that match is all about.
AEW to a T.
That is exactly what that match is all about.
And the two guys that should be involved in it are sitting there going, "This is going to be good.
Forget
this
about
is going to be good.
Forget about power. Forget about any of that. It's just straight up violence. That's what they want to sell you.
No doubt asked, do wrestlers get a bonus for high-priced matches? Some of them used to have worked in their deals where they got a percentage of sales, but I don't know how it works now with the way WWE does WWE Network. And I don't know the AEW contracts because also pay has increased quite a bit. So I don't know what their things are, but they don't, just because they're in a barbed wire match, they don't get hazard pay. It's not like in the military when you go into a war zone and you get hazard pay or, war pay and all that stuff. No, it's not just, hey, we're going to put you in a cage match. Here's an extra 15 cents. They don't do that. It's hey, that's your contract. This is what you're doing.
All right. Sir, you want to go with this card? You want to do our picks?
Let's go.
All right. So let's start with the first one. We'll do the same thing similar to what we did with SmackDown, where we're predicting the winner and then move on to
the. I'm so happy because I know where this is starting.
Dynamite. We got Hook, Shibata, and Brian Keefe. Who will win? And then the winner faces Chris Jericho. Who would win that one?
Hook's got to win to go with the storyline. The only question I have is, does Jericho and Big Bill maybe interfere to where they make a decision and say, you know what, screw it, FTW title, triple threat, Shibata and Hook, because both of them can make sense with the way the story's been going. To me, it would make more sense if you stack the deck against Chris Jericho, but I don't know how you keep the other gentleman that's in the match. I'm sorry, Brian Keith out, and then keep him in. Like I'm not sure how you work that out unless you turn into a fatal 4-way. They go down there and destroy everybody, and then you put the 4 of them in there, and then Brian Keith can take the pin from whoever, and now you don't hurt Shibata, Hook, or Jericho because Brian Keith takes the pin, and whoever wins and keeps the FTW title, or we have a new champion. And the other 2 can still be pissed.
So who you got? you painted all this picture.
I'm going to go with the learning tree screwing themselves and Big Bill, and then we're going to interfere, and it's going to turn into a 4-way match. And Chris Jericho will lose. He will sprain an ankle. He will take time off, and I won't have to see him on TV until he becomes a regrown tree. And Hook will become the new FTW champion again with his dad, so the title can go to the rightful owner and go back under the damn rightful name, FTW.
Okay, I got Hook winning on Dynamite. I think he beats Shibata and Brian Keefe, and then I have Hook beating Chris Jericho, which will eventually set up Shibata versus Hook.
Something you just said just resonated in my head.
What?
What if Hook beats Shibata and Shibata becomes the next person under Jericho's learning tree and helps Jericho beat Hook on Saturday?
That could be. But I don't think Shibata would join Chris Jericho's learning tree group.
I think you're wrong.
I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it because
I don't either. I'm going to stay on mine.
I'm going to stick with Hook wins it all the way, and then I think Shibata is the one who comes in and challenges Hook eventually for the next person going after the FTW championship belt. So
send it in.
All right, next match. We get it again. We're running it back. Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta. But this time,
the thing on it.
it looks like I think there's stipulation. They mentioned it. God damn, I forgot. I think the stipulation was that it's like a no DQ or something like that. I think something like that. It's supposed to be. I don't remember exactly what's the stipulation, but
Well, I got to
they
know the stipulation.
I don't, it doesn't say it on the website. I don't know why. But there was, he mentioned it on, guys, if you remember, he mentioned it on Saturday or on Wednesday. I forgot. Because he was it was funny. Orange Cassidy was winning and then Trent Beretta was on the he was in the audience and then they interviewed Trent Beretta outside in the audience and then that's when all of a sudden you got, Trent Beretta again with Orange Cassidy and hold on, let me see if I can Google it. Trent versus Orange stipulation. Let me
I
see.
Googled, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, it says he said something on the show. I forgot. I'm having a brain fart. I just don't remember exactly what he mentioned. Damn it. Anyways, I don't know if he said it was like a no DQ or something about that match. Uh, featured no special. Oh no, I guess not. Hold on a second. I'm looking it online, and it says the
He
match
challenged him
came.
to a straight up wrestling match.
Oh, there you go. See,
WWE.
okay, so it's a straight up wrestling match. So that means it's gonna be boring. Match plan. It's gonna be
No, I
exciting.
think. Well, again, they keep teasing this Orange Cassidy with Don Callis thing,
They do.
and I feel like there's a swerve coming. No, not Swerve Strickland, but I feel like it's like leading to where Trent ends up being with Don Callis. But if you watch the match this week, Orange Cassidy gets the pin, and then what does he do? Gives a little smirk.
Mm,
It's not Orange Cassidy like.
it isn't. But
So are
can
they
you?
trying to change the Orange Cassidy character a little bit?
That would be
Give
interesting.
him a little bit of that, dark rub. I don't know.
Orange Cassidy as a heel, mm, possibly.
I mean,
Well,
would it be any different? I mean, it'd just be you'd be booing now when he does this and he puts his hand, now you boo instead of cheer, right? I mean,
I can't see Orange Cassidy turn heel, man.
but my question would be, does he totally change everything? Like, could you imagine he turns heel and now he's totally different? He's not the Orange Cassidy with the thumbs up. He's giving you a finger.
Or maybe he's giving you the thumbs down.
Uh,
That would be funny,
how's
man.
everything going, Orange?
I just don't see Orange turning heel. I'm on that match. I got Trent Beretta winning and joining Don Callis. I think Trent does
You know what? I'm going to be wrong on this, but I would love to see where they go with an evil Orange Cassidy, a rotten Orange Cassidy. That should be his name, too. If he goes heel, he's got to be rotten Orange Cassidy.
Nice. It would be a good look for him. Next one we got this match that makes absolutely no sense. Jon Moxley versus Takeshita for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship Eliminator match.
It's an eliminator, man. What the hell's in on? I'm so tired. We have rankings, but we don't use them. And I get it. We're putting an IWGP title match on an AEW pay-per-view just so we can have 9 matches.
It makes no sense why they're putting this stupid match in there. It's just to give more publicity to Jon Moxley being that champion. It's the only match that's a Japan Pro Wrestling belt is on the line, or it's featuring something about it.
And it's because Takeshita's in it.
That's another reason. Well, yeah, because Tony Khan stole Takeshita from Japan Wrestling, so they have.
There's no way they're going to give him the title. He left them. Moxley wins it all day.
Yeah, I don't see how Takeshita wins this.
But you know what might happen? Takeshita wins and he gets his title shot Wednesday on Dynamite.
Yeah, that could be a possibility. I just
How
don't see
them
much.
oranges?
I see more. There's more of a chance Moxley bleeds in that match than anything else.
I mean, it's a pay-per-view. There's going to be blood.
Talking about blood, that brings us up to the next match, the AEW TNT Championship match, barbed wire steel cage match. And again, we're not going in any particular order. Adam Copeland versus Malachi Black, sir. Who you got?
Adam Copeland. Hey, there's no. I just don't see any way that Malachi Black wins the title. Like, how?
I'm gonna go with Malachi Black. I'm gonna go with Malachi Black because I feel that in this particular match, they will try to run it back. So I think this feud is gonna continue. And I think
How does a feud? Let me ask you a question. You're in a barbed wire steel cage match. How does a feud continue out of that? That's like going in the old days. You're having a shootout and being like, well, you didn't shoot him in the head. Stand back up, rematch.
But that's exactly why the feud will continue, because AEW makes absolutely no sense as to why they keep doing this. So I say, you know,
I think they jumped the shark on this one a little bit, man. Like, why not have like whatever? Make it a stipulation where it's what do they call the match where everybody's outside the ring? What the lumberjack match or something to where now Malachi Black can't disappear. You know what I'm saying? Like you have somebody guarding every light switch in the building so that the lights can't go out, and the lumberjacks are in the match. Now you can't
stop
disappear.
That doesn't stop them.
Well, either way, it's just like I don't get how you end a feud, or you keep a feud going with a barbed wire steel cage match. I mean,
I will say this. Malachi Black and Adam Copeland fighting in a barbed wire steel cage match. I mean, props to Adam Copeland for still being 100% committed to his I mean, he's taking full advantage of being outside of WWE because I like the fact that he doesn't stop. I like the fact that he keeps going, and
yeah, that's great. Just keep going.
He just doesn't care, bro. And he's like, whatever, I'm gonna keep going, and he's just duking it out. And AEW is getting their money's worth when it comes
to a barbed wire steel cage match, and you're okay, perfect, fantastic.
I mean, there's
my new Orange Cassidy.
All right, moving on. The next match we got is the AEW World Championship match: Swerve Strickland versus Christian Cage.
If Christian Cage wins, I will never watch AEW again.
Yeah, it's hard for Christian to win this one. I mean, there could be some interference, but like you said, they've been putting Swerve down so much leading up to this fight, and again, it looks rushed. I have Swerve.
It's just like I don't understand why you have to go to who's his next opponent. Like the next,
that's
you
what
couldn't
I'm saying.
Have built this up where Christian Cage talks about how he's better than Swerve beats him with a quick move. Swerve doesn't have to beat him with a finish because again, they're not probably going to main event this pay-per-view. And in this pay-per-view, if you beat him with a quick roll-up, and then now you escalate it to the next pay-per-view, and you could come in with a barbed wire steel cage match or whatever you want. Now it makes more sense, and you built up 2 pay-per-views to where now you're trying to rush this in 5 weeks.
That's another thing. That what they should have done is they either should have moved this match to their next pay-per-view or the TNT Championship steel cage match. They should one of those 2 matches. Or you could even put because you do want to have a championship belt being defended.
Yeah, but the problem is both of them have had decent stories, which is one of the things where I said I didn't like what AEW was doing because they didn't really build up to their pay-per-views. Both these matches had good builds. Actually, most of the matches on this card have had decent builds, or at least had builds. 2 of them. Chris Jericho one I can give 2 shits about, but it's at least been a build.
That's the problem with AEW, though. They like to build up their pay-per-view cards with so many championship matches because they feel like that's what the people are only going to tune into. Like,
well, that's what pay-per-views used to be, though. Pay-per-view, your titles weren't defended on TV. Your champions wrestled nobodies. And then if you wanted to watch Dusty against Ric Flair, you had to order the pay-per-view. You had to pay to view.
Well,
the problem now is you get everything for free. If I'm getting the milk for free, I'm not going to the farm.
Well, the thing is also that Swerve is defending his belt free, and then
I'm saying and honestly, I think the Brian Cage Swerve match might be better than what Christian Cage Swerve's going to be.
They could have
athletically, not take. I mean, psychology now. Christian and Swerve will probably be better, but athletically and some of the moves they were doing. I bet you Swerve is going to be Christian Cage going to be Swerve Cage is going to be better than Swerve Cage.
I saw what you did there. That was good. That was clever. I mean, at the end of the day, it just feels like they're just building up. They put so many matches in their pay-per-views that I mean, I think it's just too much. Like you said, they could have easily built one of the two matches. They could have kept that storyline to build it up and then have it ready for the next pay-per-view. But they don't care about that. They only care about more matches. So I just don't see Swerve losing. I have Swerve winning that. Next match we got is the A Women's World Championship belt on the line. Timeless Tony Storm versus Serena Deeb. Talk to me. Who you got?
I feel like the clock's ticking on Timeless Tony Storm. I feel like she's had it for so damn long.
True.
Like, but I don't know, man. I just feel like that she is the thing holding, and I just don't like Serena Deeb came out there for the thing and tried to get the kind of the sympathy from the fans and didn't get it, but then did get it. And then Tony Storm comes out there and then she gets knocked out with one punch.
She does.
Like, I feel like it's setting up for another one of those Tony Storm wins somehow. If it's Mariah May, if it's Luther, if it's, whatever. But apparently Serena Deeb is going to have somebody in her corner too, I think. No, it's not. It doesn't say on here. Sorry.
No, I think she's by herself.
I thought I saw on one of the other ones that it said that she was going to have somebody in her corner, but I didn't see who it was. But either way, I want to say Tony Storm's time is coming, but I don't know that's going to be Serena Deeb. Like, I don't see how you put the title on her and then keep your division going. Like, I don't see Serena Deeb as that person right now. And again, I might be totally wrong, but that's just how I view. And then as you talk about reaction, like she got no reaction. And it was like she's pleading her case about, she went through depression and everybody's just kind of like, what? And then when Tony Storm came out, then it kind of got better. And then she knocked her out and got a pop. But it was after Tony Storm came out and kind of brought everything together. So again, I just don't think that it's there. I just don't. This is kind of like one of those where we need a title contender and let's put Serena Deeb in there to let her hold it one more month. But I think as the clock is ticking on the Timeless one, I don't think that she's timeless anymore.
Timeless Tony Storm, I think her gimmick is, like you're saying, running out. But just like what you were saying and just what No Doubt just finished saying, Serena Deeb does not look like the wrestler that is to be able to take the belt and then run with the belt for a long time.
If anything, she'll be a real placeholder. She will, if she wins the title this month, she loses it the next month, or even on Dynamite. Or
she'll be like,
she's really just a person to get the title off of and then go from there.
I mean, now you're mentioning that, it could be a possibility she might actually win it because AEW doesn't like to do that as well. I mean, they did that with the Asian girl. I forgot her name. Oh man, I forgot that. They did that with her when she won it on a regular Dynamite, the championship belt, and then she lost it. She didn't even last that long.
Oh yeah, that was the Io Shirai. Was it Io Shirai or the other one? The smaller one?
No, it's not. That's not how you pronounce her name. Io Shirai. Why do I keep saying it? Does sound like that, but it ain't her. Io. No, it's not. Damn it, I forgot her name. Anyways, it's the Asian girl. It's not the smaller one. It's damn it, what is her name? See, I hate when this happens, when I have these brain farts of the AEW women's division.
Riho?
No, not Riho. You mentioned the other girl. It's her. The other girl you're talking about is the right one. It's just how do you pronounce her name?
Oh no, Hikaru Shida.
Hikaru Shida. There you go, Hikaru Shida.
Hikaru Shida.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't pronounced that way. Yeah, Hikaru Shida. That was the one. She's had multiple runs where she's won it and then lost it really quickly. What's up, Josh? I see you there. Happy birthday, brother.
Oh, happy birthday, my man.
Yeah, happy birthday to Josh, man. It was his birthday today.
Happy birthday to you. That's all I got.
As a gift, Josh, AEW is giving you a pay-per-view this Sunday.
Yes, and NXT in 2 weeks.
So, Timeless Tony Storm. Got Timeless Tony Storm winning that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Next one, AEW International Championship. Roderick Strong defending his belt against Will Ospreay.
If Will Ospreay doesn't win this one, bruv, I quit. If Okada wins the title, Mercedes Moné is going to win the title. If Will Ospreay doesn't win the title, I riot. If you're going to keep Roderick Strong, the only person with a title in the United or whatever, the Undisputed Kingdom, like just burn the kingdom down.
Will Ospreay hasn't lost a single match in AEW, right?
Adam!
He hasn't lost a single match since he's been with AEW. I think he loses, man.
Adam!
I think Will Ospreay loses. I think this is the first time Will Ospreay.
No, don't say it. Don't say it, bruv.
I think this is the first time Will Ospreay will lose.
Oh no, bro.
But the only reason I say that he will lose is because I feel that the Undisputed Kingdom will interfere.
Let me tell you something. The only way he loses is if Adam Cole costs him the match in the next pay-per-view. It's Adam Cole against Will Ospreay.
That would make sense.
The only way I'm taking it. The only way I'm taking it. Other than that, Tony Khan, I'll quit watching AEW again. You got 3 chances of me never watching AEW again on this show.
I mean, I'm shooting left field here. It's a wild pick, but I'm gonna go with Roderick Strong. I say some way somehow Adam Copeland gets involved and Adam Cole gets involved and Will Ospreay loses his first match in AEW.
If I'm Will Ospreay, I'm upset because everybody else that signed, bruv, has a title. Why don't I have a title? I think WWE. I bet you he's wishing he signed with Triple H now, isn't he?
I mean,
he'd probably be king of the ring.
Everything makes sense to line him up.
He would be king of the ring right now, bruv.
Everything makes sense to give him another title, to give him a title, because, like you said, everybody they brought is pretty much winning a title. So
you get a title. You get a title. We all get titles. It's AEW.
But I don't know. Something's telling me a Roderick Strong. So I'll go with Roderick Strong. You go with Will Ospreay. We'll see what happens. TBS Championship, women's belt. Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné. I mean, I think we both agree on this one. There's I don't see Willow winning this. Mercedes Moné on my end.
Where there's a Willow, there's a way. Remember that. Life finds a way.
You got Willow? I think you're gonna psych me out and be like, no, Mercedes.
You know what I'm gonna do? First, I'm gonna cut this off because it's in my face. You know what? I think it makes it more intriguing if Willow retains the title and outsmarts Mercedes in the debut, because now Mercedes can be more heelish. But that is being too smart. Mercedes Moné will be the champion. That's all I'm saying.
You know, you make perfect sense. It would make sense for Willow to win it.
Yeah, outsmarting her. Outsmarting. Like, you know what would be smart? Mercedes Moné trying to be cute, grab the ropes, the ref catch her, and then the old switcheroo where Willow, the same thing happens. Willow grabs the ropes, 1, 2, 3, and then she wins it. That way, by outsmarting Mercedes, because then it adds to the story. I'm not saying Willow goes out there and pins Mercedes clean. No way. It's where you show up Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you show her up, not by beating her with her own move or anything like that, but she does something, the ref catches her, and then you're the baby face, but you get away with it. Now you've outsmarted her. Now the heelish side of Mercedes can kick in, and then now I think you'll have a better feud. And then also, now they've already touched, and I know they've done the power bomb spot and they've slapped each other a couple times, but it hasn't progressed by that. Now you can start having Mercedes attacking her in the back or leaving her laying or whatever else. And now you're building up for that next match, which, look, the ultimate end game is Mercedes Moné wins the title. But the other question I got is this. Mercedes Moné wins the TBS title or Mercedes Moné wins the AEW Women's World title? That's the other question I got.
Well, you know, the TBS title for them in their eyes seems to be like just as big as the women's.
Actually bigger. I mean, when you look at it, it's kind of pushed more on a pedestal. Because when Jade had it,
Yeah.
she was pushed. And now that Willow's got it, it seems to be like, well, Tony was up there for a while, but I think as the gimmick is kind of wearing thin, the TBS title's starting to come more to the front because it's Mercedes against Willow.
Yeah, and then not only that, but this girl also had it. The one who beat Jay Cargill,
Chris Statlander.
Chris Statlander, and they were pushing Chris Statlander as well for a minute too. So it looks like they're trying to like even that. And like you said, Tony could hold her own. TBS has been kind of like more of a challenge. I like what you said about building it a little bit more up.
Well, the thing was, when Jade had it, it wasn't a worker's title. It wasn't a wrestler's title.
No.
It was the prestige of Jade and what Jade, exuded. That's what made the TBS title then. Problem was, once it got taken off of her, it lost that, but then it became more of a wrestling title with what Chris had to do to make it more of a wrestler's title. And I think they did a good job of doing that because it went from being what happened?
I just really know that was pretty last comment, which makes perfect sense. Giving the belt to a wrestler straight off a serious injury and handing her matches weekly to have the AEW way. It sure is. It's perfectly the AEW
Tony
way.
Khan is what? Is Chris Guerrero, right?
Makes perfect sense, my friend.
You're injured, you get a title. We're going to fight every week.
It's okay.
What happened? You get hurt? What?
You cleared. You're cleared. Don't worry. You'll make it happen.
The doctor has to look at them, has no like his cross-eyed doctor. You look fine. You look good.
Look how much he beat up MJF.
Yeah. MJF, he can't even text anymore. He doesn't even do cameos.
MJF can't do anything because of how much he freaking wrestled injured. It makes perfect sense.
And then also somebody asked about Ricky Stark. I really think you'll probably see him going to WWE, but I don't know.
Yeah, last week we spoke a little bit about it, that he was saying that he actually was an interview and he was just not being used, which is
he's just sitting at home. He's not being used. And then the thing is, what's interesting is because it came out that Big Bill and Starks didn't want to team anymore together. They felt it had ran course. I'm not sure how it ran course. I mean, they only were jamming for 2 or 3 weeks. But hey, if it ran its course, there's more there than meets the eye. I don't know what it was, but something.
And that's the problem. Once again, what I've told you multiple times before on our previous shows, that sometimes you can't let the wrestler handle the storylines.
You can't let them form the asylum, man. That's the thing.
Because Ricky Stark was riding high.
I believe that you should have some say, and because again, you know how the character is going to react. You know how you're going to portray it. I think you got to have some input. So sometimes I think Vince ran with too iron of a fist, where I think Tony Khan runs with too open of a fist. Like it's just, hey, just do whatever. Just let's make it look good. And then when you have to ring it back in, it's like, no, you can't do it now. You let us get away with everything. I mean, I was bleeding coming to the ring last week, drinking a beer. I mean, what's wrong with that?
Just doesn't make any sense. But with that being said, final match, the Anarchy match, finally, the EVPs versus AEW. So the Elite, you got Okada, Jack Perry, Matt, and Nicholas Jackson versus Team AEW, Bryan Danielson, Dax Harwood, Darby Allin, and Cash Wheeler. Who do we got, sir?
I mean, if they don't put a stipulation on it, the Elite has to win.
I agree.
If they put a stipulation on it, then I think you have to look to see what it is. What is the stipulation and how can it go? Because when I look at it, I'm like, okay, FTR can get pinned.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson's been beat already, or he stops the match because he thinks he's injured or whatever happens. And Darby Allin gets hit by buses and shows up to operas. So, I mean, all of them are going to be okay to take a loss. I don't think anybody on the EVP side, technically, unless Kenny Omega shows back up and does, something to somebody, I don't think any of them can take a straight up loss and keep this going to where it's like the Elite versus Team AEW. So for me, I think the Elite wins this.
I agree 100%.
And the only way they don't is if Kenny Omega shows up and is able to wrestle and costs in the match. That's it.
For me, I say the Elite win, and the only way that they lose this match is by nothing. There's no way they could lose this match. Doesn't matter if Kenny comes in, doesn't matter if there's a stipulation. You need to run with the story. Just have the Elite win this and just keep going, because this is probably at least the most entertaining thing that has been going on in the AEW side. And I think that's been kind of like holding it down because of the way that they've misused, in my opinion, Swerve, having him wrestle every goddamn day.
Yeah. You know what'd be interesting is if a masked man helped the EVPs win.
Well,
I think and listen. It turns out to be Sting, the new GM. And he takes out Darby.
Well, I thought they could have mentioned,
Yes.
they could have not revealed Darby on the Dynamite. I thought they were gonna hold it until the actual.
Yeah, but see, here's the other thing: is what happens if they take out Bryan Danielson this week? Like, what if those two are just place fillers to be like, bah, we took out Kingston 1 week, we take out Danielson right before the pay-per-view?
They could do that.
I mean, like, I don't get how you got a guy who was just injured in a pay-per-view match the month before. He couldn't even wrestle for 2 weeks, makes his debut, and you're throwing him in a anything goes.
Sir, he is that character from South Park.
I'm talking Danielson.
Oh, okay, Bryan Danielson. Oh, well,
Yeah.
well, he's been wrestling the last couple. He was faked that. He faked that injury, bro. He's all taped up in the back, just faking it. He's been wrestling in Collision with Claudio Castagnoli and all them in tag team matches and stuff like that.
Yeah, but he couldn't fly for 2 weeks after the pay-per-view, bro.
That was just him selling it. That was just him.
So he doesn't get
Bryan
to finish the match against Danielson. He's gonna get beat by Roderick Strong. Dude, I would have signed with WWE, man. Screw this. Family, I don't need to see you, man. How you put up with this shit?
Hey, man, it's family, bro. Family comes first.
Bruv.
But look, I had never expected that talking about this pay-per-view was going to literally eat up 30 minutes. But because of so many matches that they put, it literally ate up 30 minutes of the show. It's ridiculous. They really, really need to shorten.
And you know what's going to happen on this? It's 9 matches. Each one's going to be 20 to 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
You're looking at about a 4.5, 5 hour pay-per-view.
They should have. I mean, they could easily go like 6 matches, bro. There's 3 extra matches that they easily could not.
Yes, Chris Jericho, just grab it. Don't even have them wrestle. Just give the title to Hook. And be like, hey, Hook, you're with him. Big Bill, we're going to put you by yourself. And Jericho, just go home.
I don't know what's your deal with Chris Jericho. He still has it. The learning tree, baby. He's the one that you learn.
Sit outside and teach for a while.
Can't believe so many people have gotten so much hatred on Chris Jericho. They were yelling retire.
Yeah. Well, he said supposedly there was a Fightful reported that there were people backstage that Chris Jericho told them before this even started exactly how this was going to go.
Oh,
this is all part of whatever, again, and this is what Jericho, what Jericho, he understands how to work the crowd. I'll never take that away. Jericho's awesome. He's awesome. And just at this point, it's just, to me, it's just old, man. Like the whole Lionheart thing went for way too long. And then now the learning tree or whatever, like go back to freaking the Jericho, have the crowd sing your song and enjoy that. The end of, as the days are winding down for you, enjoy that, soak that in, man. Like I get it. You want to do more and you want to be there to help these young guys, but it's not entertaining to me to watch Jericho. Like I'm waiting for him to bust out and be like, you made the list. At least I'll be popping for that. Like Hook, you made the list. I would love that more under the learning tree. At least there's something more there, but it's just, it's same thing with like Swerve after a while. Like if he keeps doing this pace in a month or two, you're going to be tired of seeing Swerve.
Yeah. You're going to be burned out.
It's going to be like, okay, let's take the title off of him, because Joe kept the title for so long because he only worked on the pay-per-views. Really. He did a couple tag team matches or whatever, or he wrestled against guys you knew he wasn't going to lose to, but he didn't go out there and have 40-minute barn burners every other day.
Sir, those barn burners are exciting in the
Him
AEW
and
world.
Cage, that match was phenomenal. I take nothing away from the in-ring ability of any of the men and women in AEW. It's just at some point you got to sit there and say, look, we got to protect it from yourself. And we got to protect our bottom line, because how am I going to pay $49.95 to watch a match that I've watched you do six times in the last 3 weeks?
Facts.
Adam Copeland against Malachi Black. I get it. Yeah, you put him in a cage, barbed wire cage, but it's going to be the same thing as when he versed Buddy Murphy and when he versed Brody King. The only match that you haven't seen yet on this thing is what? Strong against Ospreay. Willow against Mercedes Moné. We've seen, but Moné got hurt. But again, it hasn't been seen in a while. So you got that. But everything else is running it back.
Well, hold on. So let's see. The Serena D versus
I'm sorry.
that one
that
we
hasn't
haven't
been
seen.
ran yet. Yeah.
But everything else, you're right. Because the matches, the Anarchy is just everybody that we've seen before. And Swerve versus Christian, have Swerve and Christian, have they fought before?
They fought one other time, but not like this.
Gotcha.
Like, not for the title. You know what I mean? But again, but what I'm saying though is I've seen Swerve fight. Like, it's just like it's over and over and over. Like,
and if Hook wins, Chris versus Hook, we've already seen on a regular Dynamite. Orange Cassidy and Trent Barreto, we saw.
Chris Jericho against Shibata too.
Yeah, and because remember when he had the garbage on him and stuff like that. And then John Moxley versus Takeshita, that's another one. We've seen that plenty of times. So
it's the Vince McMahon method. Run it back, baby.
Run it back, sir. Somebody, Jose Velasquez keeps asking you, Sean. Hey, Sean.
I saw that. I was gonna get to it.
What do you have to do to be a wrestler, sir?
You need to contact the CCW school in Pompano, Florida. Look it up on, I think it's ccwalive.com. The head trainer is Gangrel. If you want to know what to start doing, cardio. Bulk up if you're not, I don't know your build. You definitely want to have, a little bit of build to you, because when you start taking bumps and hitting the ropes, and especially in independent rings, are steel wires, and they will bruise your back. And if you hit them wrong, you will feel that you're going to feel regardless when you first start, but it'll feel even worse. And then it's like getting hit by a car over and over and over until you get used to it. Once you get used to it, then it gets a little easier. And then a bunch of squats, and watch what you eat, and drink lots of water and juices and stuff. But there's really nothing you can do except really work out and train for it, man. And then we'll call ccwalive.com and go down there and take a look at the school, man. You'll get with a bunch of guys. I think it's Jackal Stevens, Gangrel, I believe, is the head trainer. Alex Chamberlain is down there. Some others that work, and of course, all of the students that have come out of there are there continuously. And just talk with them and see what works for you, man. Because again, a lot of people think they can do it. They get in there and realize that, hey, there's a lot more to this than meets the eye. I mean, I was in training for 8 months before I got my first match. And I'm happy that it took that long, because I've seen some people do it in less. And I've also seen them get hurt quicker and not be prepared. I was trained properly, which is what you will get being trained with Gangrel, because they're not going to put anybody in the ring that's not ready to go. And if they give you the seal of approval, regardless of the time frame, you're good to go. So
yeah, and they also got QT Marshall right now.
Yeah, QT's there every once in a while. I don't know if he's down here like every night at Pompano and stuff. I know he did a thing at the last Kissimmee, I think, Concord Kissimmee or Tampa. He did a what is it called? A seminar. Sorry, couldn't think for a minute. Seminar there. And that's another thing you can do too, is look, I don't know what area you're in, Jose, so I apologize. If you're not down here in South Florida, there's a couple of schools, like different areas of Florida, that you can go to also that are pretty good. Flatbacks is over in, I believe, the West Coast. That's ran by Tyler Breeze and Fandango. So that's another school. Again, go to a reputable school. I would say people that have been there or have done that and can, advise you the right thing. I mean, everybody, thinks they can get it done, but you definitely have to learn how to network. That's another thing. Learn to talk. If you can't talk, start jumping in front of a mirror and talk to yourself and cut promos. But that's usually the best thing is just be prepared. Be prepared, cardio and everything else. Because when you get there, most of them are going to try to see what you have in the tank and see how long your stamina can go before you're thrown up. And especially now in this heat, I think CCW school is inside, I believe. I don't know if it's in a I trained in a garage, storage units. They had three storage units, and the ring was in there, and it would get hot as hell. So I can only imagine how hot it would be here. I know one day, I think we lost about 12 pounds just training in one day. And I was fortunate enough, like I had a good group of guys that I trained with. And then as I grew into being, I got a good group that we wrestled with, man. So I was lucky. I trained with, now he was known as the Sheik, which is NASDAQ. Well, they're the Market Crashers. Then it was NASDAQ and Dow Jones. MVP started around my time. At the time, he was Antonio Banks. You had other veteran guys that were here, Bruno Sassy, Billy Fives, Big Tilly. You had, of course, the gentleman that trained me, Cliff, R.I.P., Dave Johnson, R.I.P., Dennis Allen, who became my tag team partner, Terry Davis, Casey Thompson, I had probably one of the strongest groups of trainers. And then when I kind of moved on and I worked down here with Rusty Brooks, rest in peace, and those like that, Norman Smiley, and some of those that were wrestling here at that time, it became very, very good. But the other thing I would say is when you go to the training, shut up, listen, do as you're told. Learn the ins and outs and be a sponge. Be a sponge, because there's reasons you're being shown certain things. Might not make sense when you're doing it, but you'll be very grateful 14 years later when you finally decide to hang up the boots. So I'm very grateful for my time.
And one thing, I know he mentioned that he's from Hialeah, so CCW would be a great option. And just for me to go ahead and also promote CCW and also mess up and get Sean upset, here is actually what they post on their.
Hold on.
See if we can make it bigger.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Hold on. Oh, Frankie, where'd you go?
You're the one that's throwing us off.
There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Let me see if I could make it a little bit bigger. No,
I can't see the number there. We're blocking the number. This is terrible. There we go. There you got. There's the address there, and then the number. I'm not sure if Nelio answers or if you actually talk to. I don't know who answers, but let them know you heard it here on the Squared Circle Digest. And also, if you're in Hialeah, man, I believe they got a show coming up at the beginning of June. I believe it's the first Saturday in June at Unbranded Brewery in Hialeah. I would go there and introduce yourself and take in the show.
I agree, man. One thing that I did,
and if you go, Jose, let me know. Well, I'm probably going to try to be there this next show. I'll be there. I'd love to meet you and sit down and talk with you.
I reached out to Nelio because one thing, Jose, that I wasn't trying to be a wrestler. My days of possibly being a wrestler are probably over. But I was interested in being a referee, and at that time before I did I was doing the podcast with Sean. Nelio was very open to it, and Nelio was like, Frankie, all you got to do is just come by at the facility over there in Pompano Beach, It's on the bottom. I mean, if you zoom in, you'll see the address. It's on there. It's 1411 Southwest 30th Avenue. I believe their facility does not have AC, if I'm not mistaken, because Sean, I think last time I had seen, I don't think they had. So you're right about that. I think you do have to go out there and kind of sweat a little bit, but it's good for you.
That's good. That's what you want to do. You want to sweat it then, because then when you get in the other areas, it's nice and easy peasy, buddy.
And if you don't if you can't make it on the wrestling side as a wrestler, at least referee's another option. And you could even start that way. I knew there was this one kid that started.
And there's also, Jose, I don't know if you talk or if you're good at talking. I don't know that much about you, but there's also don't forget about the commentating side or ring announcer. There's other avenues.
There is
in pro wrestling than just wrestling. I mean, yes, it's great to be, a wrestler, but there's other avenues. There's managers, there's valets for the women, there's referees, of course, there's commentators, there's backstage interviewers, there's play-by-play and color, which are the commentators, so there's a lot of different avenues. Just because you can't necessarily, be in the ring doesn't mean you can't be a part of it. So follow them at CCW Live TV there. That's on Instagram, and just shoot them a number, shoot them a message, and get started. And if you will, let us know and keep us track. If you do start training, man, let us know, buddy. We will definitely, and we'd love to have you on here and talk your journey, man. So if you do, let me know, and we'll have you on here Tuesday nights if you're not training, and then we'll have you talk on there, or we can record it and we can throw it out there.
Yeah, man, that'd be pretty cool.
So
if you were able to make
that goes for you, no doubt. If you want to go get trained, Josh, anybody there, anybody wants to start a pro wrestling journey,
look,
no, we'll do it.
I told you I was trying to be a referee, but I unfortunately could not. You
couldn't call it right down the middle. He's too biased.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe I was just being a little bit biased, bro. That's what happened. Just couldn't be biased. God damn it. I mean, it happens. It happens. But if Jose or any of you guys make it, hey man, more props to you. And like you said, we'd love to have you on the show. It would be pretty cool to have somebody who started watching us on the show and then made it. That's pretty cool. That's badass. I'm not gonna lie. But hey, Josh, yeah, you could be a referee, and they're cool, man. And not only that, but I know we're dragging a little bit.
Can I tell you a success story real quick too?
Hold on, before you continue.
Oh, sure. Cut me off. Go ahead.
No, just one quick thing.
No.
I'm gonna lose my train of thought. As a referee, there are scenes in the referee shot. Jesus, there are scenes on when you're a referee where you could actually be involved on the actual move. So there's been times when I saw the referee go ahead and they were gonna do like an RKO on the opponent, and instead of doing the RKO on the opponent, they do it on the referee. So you're still getting that same experience, maybe not as quickly, but maybe for us old timers, maybe you do get a little bit of that. We're not doing it 24/7. We're not taking bumps left and right, but hey man, if you're able to do at least one bump once in the blue moon, that'll be pretty cool, right? That's what kind of intrigued me to be a referee. But I couldn't pass up with Sean. Sean gave me the opportunity to be on the Squared Circle Digest, and I was like, I'm gonna be with Sean. Why not? Maybe in the future, maybe. And I have too much things
going. Worst mistake I ever made. Let me tell you.
The DJ, everything just tied me up. I'm too busy now. But go ahead, tell us the story you wanted to tell us, though.
No, I was gonna say, if anybody watches WWE right now, if you watch the Level Up program, they're the commentator there is Road Dogg Jesse James, and the play-by-play guy is Blake Chadwick. Blake Chadwick used to be the ring announcer for CCW, and he got the call to go and move to NXT, and now he's on the road and calling matches with Road Dogg and doing Level Up and stuff like that. And he used to be the ring announcer, and then he'd step outside and do the play-by-play. So again, success stories all over. And you watch Ariel Levy now. If you watched AEW, he was a judge, I believe, on one of the things. He's had matches there. There's been numerous CCW talent that have been on AEW, Dynamite, Rampage, back in the day when it was, what was the YouTube show? Oh, man. the hell was those? I
forgot
forget,
how you-
but they had the matches that they would record in Orlando.
Oh, dark
So-
matches.
Dark, that's it. AEW Dark and Dark Elevation, right? Wasn't it Elevation or
Dark
something?
elevation. Yeah, dark elevation. Yeah.
So, again, there's so many avenues now, man, that like it's amazing to what when I did this in 99 through 2014, like there were some openings to where, I wouldn't say they were all closed, but the roads were a lot harder to get to. Whereas nowadays it's like you got guys that are traveling around. There's conventions. Like there used to be only like 2 conventions to where you can wrestle. Now there's one in Thanksgiving weekend. There's one July 4th weekend. There's one at the beginning of the year. There's one during WrestleMania weekend. Like there's just so much to where you can go to a ring and get noticed, man. And then also when I look back at it now, it's like Adam Cole, Roderick Strong. I mean, you look at all these guys, Kyle
LA Knight.
O'Reilly, LA Knight. I mean, I'm talking about the guys that I had actually have worked with. Christopher Daniels, Mercury, and it wasn't Mercury and Morris at that time. It was York and Matthews was the tag team at that time. But like all these guys, I mean, I'm looking at the one right now. Let's see who's on there. It's got Vito DiNucci. It's got Mia Yim, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, of course, myself. And, so I mean, like, it's just, you never know when you watch these guys from where they were. Like Roderick Strong was one of those guys where you looked at and was like, how the hell is he not signed? Like the only thing that kept him back was his size at the time. It was just a matter of time. And freaking
The only way I would be
happen, man.
the only way I would be a wrestler is if by any chance I'm able to get in the ring with Sean, and then it'll be Frankie versus Sean. I will go ahead and take that fight any day of the week. I'm gonna get my ass kicked for sure, but I would jump on the ring just.
You
for
know
that
what? I'm gonna reach out to Nelio. Give me a minute.
You reach out to him, I will go ahead and make it happen. I'll probably be not DJing for like about a month and probably be missed in the Square Circle Digest. I'll be out for like a couple months and then I'll make my return after Sean has kicked my ass. That's the only thing I can tell you, man. That's all I can tell you. I need the
All right,
Trapio.
we got it. It's the Trapio is the special guest referee.
There you go.
In my corner is DJ Memo.
You know who I have in my corner? I have Chad and Josh. I no doubt. I have 3 guys in my corner. I have the.
That's all right. That's all right. I'll bring Memo
That's it.
and Cat for Life. Cat for Life. Oh, my dad's always there supporting me. But he's on the outside there. He might sucker punch you in the back of the head. Actually, no, he won't even sucker punch you. He'll probably tap you on the shoulder, wait for you to turn around, and then nail you.
See, that's why I have. See, I don't know about Chad. I might have to throw Chad to your side because he's not giving me pointers. No doubt, it's telling me I need to use my agility out there. I don't know how much my agility is gonna work.
I can tell No Doubt's never met you. There's nothing about Ricky Fresco that says agility.
Oh, now I do want to take you to the wrestling ring, sir.
Okay.
How about that?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
But
I can tell
definitely
you now, it's going to be anarchy in the arena.
yeah, guys, I'll get my ass kicked really bad. You know that for sure.
I'm not doing no arm drags because my ass ain't getting up off the ground.
That's why I need you guys to have my back. I need the Trapio to be like not the most.
You're gonna feed the Trapio like Logan Paul does KSI. So every time he gets thrown to the table.
I need No Doubt to hit it, who get a chair in the back and hit you with a chair in the back, and then Chad fly from the turnbuckle, something. We just need to make it happen.
Josh is on my side. Look at Josh, he's Team Sean.
Oh my God! So I got No Doubt, I got DiTrapio as the guest referee, and I got Josh on my side. So I got
and Chad's now coming over to me too. He just asked if I got room in the faction. Always got room for Chad.
Chad is such a sellout. Chad, get out of here, Chad. Go over there. Go to that side.
Now, what's left for you? The Trapio's in the table. No Doubt is there, right?
Yeah, No Doubt is on my group.
All right. Oh, yeah,
and then Josh.
And back still. He's going to jump on my back. And
I got Josh. And then you know what? As my special no announced person, Jose Velasquez. Since he wants to be a wrestler, come join the dark side, the Frankie Fresco side. He will come and take you down with me.
Wow. And on that note, let them know where they can see you, Frankie Fresco, where they can hear you, see you guys, and everything else, man.
You could tune in every Wednesday as well. Besides the Squared Circle, we usually do it at 7. Today was a little bit late, but
Yes.
every Wednesday, 8 o'clock, Frankie Fresco Music, my Frankie Fresco, the channel. It's gonna be me and my brother, DiTrapio, aka That Way Nick. He's usually here on Wednesdays. We usually talk about all sports. We talk a little bit about NXT to recap last night, tonight's show, and then we talk about the Dolphins, the Heat, the Panthers. We talk about everything. You guys might want to tune in tomorrow because me and my brother probably gonna, go back and forth really bad. We were going back and forth earlier today about Tua and all this stuff, but I got some stuff I want to get off my chest. So it should be a very good show. A very good show. And then you can follow me on all social media platforms at Fresco Music. It's right there on your screen, right there. And don't forget to hit the like and don't forget to hit subscribe. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with everybody. And just thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much, you guys. The people who are always loyal in the chat, man. Shout out to you guys. You guys are always here. Man, I you don't know how much both of us appreciate it. I mean, we're grateful to death, and like I said, we're just here trying to, talk wrestling because we're wrestling fans just like you guys. So thank you so much to all you guys and gals.
Yeah, and DiTrapio, I know me and him had a conversation about the perfect attendance.
DiTrapio, don't give it away.
And then for me, make sure you follow me. I'm on social media at Sean_Stanley11. I talk, of course, wrestling, NASCAR, throw a couple sports opinions here and there. And then, but for the most part, follow me, Stanley Media House on YouTube. Please hit the subscription button. Also, Frankie Fresco, hit the subscription button. Flip it over, Stanley Media House, hit the subscription button and hit the notification. 7 o'clock, as he said, every Tuesday. Frankie also goes live every Wednesday, as he said, with his brother. We have put out content also throughout that, YouTube shorts, everything like that. So please give us a follow. Jose, best of luck to you, my friend. Please give me a follow at Sean_Stanley11. Hit me up on the DMs. Anything you'd like to talk about. Frankie Fresco, same thing. If he doesn't know the answer, he can reach out to me. But if you want to talk wrestling, training, and things like that, please, social media tags right there. And we appreciate, as he said, each and every one of you that are here every week. DiTrapio, no doubt, Chad, Josh, Terry, no doubt. I think I said you already. If not, if I didn't, there you go again. My dad, which of course appreciate. Cap for Life, always in. And
we had somebody new too.
Yeah, we had. Oh, I skipped him yet. I don't think I skipped him yet.
Besides Jose,
Wrong Crew X and Jose, of course, we appreciate you. Wrong Crew X. Jeff Calderon also was in earlier, and of course we appreciate all you guys. Please spread the word if you like it. We want to have more people here interactive. They don't have to agree with us. We don't have to agree with them, but we will keep it respectful and we will have great debate because it is the world of pro wrestling where there's no right and wrong. It's just what you think. And no more Paul Heyman. Apparently somebody reported me on X and they took down my last video because at the end I played the Paul Heyman Hall of Fame speech. So I cannot do the Paul Heyman anymore because I need to make sure I get support. And they took down my damn video.
Really? They did that?
Yes, I got reported.
Wow, what a bunch of haters.
Yeah, I know.
You should throw the Paul Heyman at that person.
I was so upset, man. You know what? Let me tell you something. Tonight, I ain't got the same damn respect on X today as I did every other day. So you know what? In the words of the great Gordon Soley, so long from the Sunshine State, and whoever reported me on X,